their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injury from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA, who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach, WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Feel a vibration in your steering wheel at highway speeds? That's not something to ignore, and a standard tire balance might not fix it. At G&H Tires and Service, they offer road force balancing, an advanced system that simulates how your tire actually performs on the road to detect hidden issues. It goes beyond traditional balancing to reduce vibration, improve handling, and extend the life of your tires. Newer vehicles, especially with low-profile tires, demand this level of precision. Drive smoother. G&H Tires and Service on Beach Boulevard, where your ride gets dialed in right.
Attention contractors, stop wasting time dealing with permits yourself. Use PermitRockstar.com. Their permitting platform helps contractors cut permitting delays by up to 80%. Stop waiting and start building with PermitRockstar.com.
Joe C. for Blossman Gas. They've been providing hometown service and the comforts of propane to home and businesses since 1951. Imagine movie night spent around glowing gas fireplace logs, cookouts in the backyard with your propane grill, or laundry done faster with your gas dryer. Blossman has a wide variety of gas appliances to fit your needs. Propane delivery, gas appliances, and a full-service team. Blossman Gas is your local company for everything propane. Blossman Gas, log on, blossmangas.com, and check out the Blossman difference.
Hicken here. Experience crystal clear vision with the Eye Associates, formerly Bowden Eye Associates, Schneider Eye and Wellness Center, and Janet Betchkel, MD, Jacksonville's leader in advanced eye care. From routine eye exams to specialized vision care, their experienced team dedicated to improving and preserving your vision. The same care you've come to trust, now with a new name. To schedule your appointment today, call the Eye Associates, formerly Bowden Eye Associates, Schneider Eye and Wellness Center, and Janet A. Betchkel, MD, at 296-0098.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
I'm Olivia Brooks with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, brought to you by JEA. Florida linebacker Miles Graham met with reporters at SEC Media Days and said he's looking forward to playing in Coach Brad White's physical defense. Graham believes the Gators have made big strides this offseason and says attention to detail will be the difference when the season begins. Catch more Gators Media Day moments on 1010XL's social media. 1010XL is your home for live Florida Gator football games and coverage all season long. It's 92 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
Welcome into Helmets and Heels on this Thursday afternoon. Final day of SEC Media Days is underway and pretty much almost wrapped up. Steve Sarkisian will meet with media coming up in a little bit, and that's the final school would be Texas. But yeah, pretty much the coverage from down in Tampa Town, I would say, is we've put a bow on it.
Yeah. I wonder how Sark feels. Like they're just they're like, here, you get the last.
Yeah, right.
Everyone starts wrapping up already and going home, and he's just like, hold on, we're good.
That happens at the combine too. Like depending on what day you are, a lot of the media will have taken off, and so the very last teams, there's virtually no one there to interview them.
I would want that. Like if
You'd
I
want
was,
it to be low-key?
let's get in, let's get out, and let's get back home, and
especially when you're one of the favorites to win the league.
Yeah,
and that's where Georgia had all the attention on it.
Yeah.
LSU issue this morning a ton of attention. And then, I mean, I'm sure there obviously is still media there.
Yeah.
It's just our part of things has pretty much wrapped up.
A lot of Texas media, I'm sure, out there. Even though it's in Tampa, they travel well, and there's a lot of good Texas teams. Right now, you talk about the talent, high school to college, that come out of Texas, too. So I'm sure there's all sorts of media sources. But it's just, I would almost want to do that first day. So you come in, you get your stuff over with, or you get attention. That first day is never as crazy either as the next couple days. So it's still people trickling in. So it still has that vibe, but you don't have to wait all week to get to the Thursday.
I like that. Yeah. Forget the meat, the second and third day. Let's keep us out of that.
I heard Paul Feinbaum join XO Primetime earlier, and Matt was like, so what do you think about Tampa? And he's like, it's a lovely city. They've done a great job with the event, but I don't know why the heck we're here. Like, this is not a place for this type of event, this specific event. And so I don't know that Tampa will necessarily get it back. Maybe Tampa doesn't care. I have no idea.
Yeah. I heard,
No, go ahead.
I heard Jacob, I was on the phone with Jacob Simons, who's down there this week with Frank and Matt, but he was on the phone. As we're on the phone, I could hear somebody in the background talking, and he was standing outside of where they're kind of like outside the actual whole building. And you heard someone go, "What's going on in there? Is it a team? Is it a pro team?" And he's like, "No, it's SEC Media Days." And the guy was like, "The what?" I was like,
yeah. Well, like we said, I mean, it's a pro town, Tampa. They're just more of a pro town. Of course, they've got USF, but they're a professional sports town. So I get that, but it is that river walk or whatever. I've stayed down there before. It's beautiful. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's where Brady threw the trophy.
Yeah,
right. The water going through there. Yeah, right.
Gronk was like, "Oh God."
Yeah. What's Brady doing now? Do you see the stuff he's doing?
Well,
Logan Paul?
Yeah, they're about to wrestle. There's like rumors that he's going to do a WWE wrestle fight. I don't know what they call it.
Seems so strange. He was giving him the finger, like they filmed it, like they each giving each other the finger, and you're just like.
He smacked him.
Why? I mean,
Brady's so gaunt. I don't really understand how he's going to be like fit enough to wrestle.
I don't know.
It's acting
maybe
anyways,
tag teams Gronk in. He's like, Gronk, get in here.
Yeah.
Help me out.
Gronk
Is
could
it
probably
MMA
handle
or
it.
It just
wrestling?
seems weird. Like, what
It's
are you doing that
WWE.
Yeah.
He's that Paul brother is WWE.
Logan.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the fake wrestling.
Yes.
Sorry, everybody.
It's
Or
scripted.
scripted,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's scripted.
When
No,
I say
definitely
fake,
not
I mean, well, you're not going into the ring without having an idea of what's going to happen.
Yeah, there's like
Correct.
pre-storylines and people, and they
Right.
create all of
It's
that.
scripted, right?
They do
right.
have to be very in shape though to
Sure.
do that. We've had a few,
The
even just
AEW ones,
AAW,
yeah.
The
and like
collisions are real.
Yeah.
I mean, jumping off
Yeah.
onto cement is real. That's not like, even though it's scripted,
Yeah.
it's still real.
I feel like Tom would have loved to be a part of AEW.
I feel like you could
WWE.
rock that, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too.
I was asked early, like after I was done playing.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ready for. I didn't want to do that
because you thought it'd been silly.
I had a young, Christina was young. You know, it was just we were
She
having,
still
already
is
having
young,
a baby.
for the record.
She is, but she was 22,
Sure.
having a baby.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, it happened
that would
so
have been
fast.
a lot of
and I'm
traveling.
Like, hey, babe, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I gotta go
but
wrestle.
No, I gotta go wrestle.
But your personality would have fit with it. Like, I
That'd
can
been fun.
see you, being a champ and having the belt and getting in people's faces. And
Being an idiot. Yeah.
especially
It'd be fun.
Especially
Yeah.
if you weren't married and, there might have
Yeah.
been like a romance
The
before
Rock
the ring
was
girl.
the best at it.
Yeah.
His how he could
Yeah.
get everyone fired
Growing
up.
up, that was the best.
I don't know if I don't think I told you this story, but I'll tell it real quick. So I'm at one of a charity event, and Dexter Siegler's there, who's a University of Miami football player, former football player. We played against each other, and I know, so we're talking. And we're talking about The Rock, and this was like, I don't know, probably 15 years ago. And he said, The Rock used to walk around the locker room with his eyebrow trick. And he'd be like, this is going to make me famous one day. We'd all be like, shut
Sure.
up, man. Like, get out of here. Crazy. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, I'm telling you, this is going to make me famous. And when,
It
it
did,
made
yeah.
him famous.
I'm sure
You know
there's
what I mean?
more to it than the
yeah,
eyebrows.
of
But
course.
yeah,
That is
no,
his signature, though.
It is.
That and those do
Exactly.
you smell that whole thing.
Well, his dad wrestled too. So,
Yeah.
his dad, Rocky, was like a real wrestler as well. So, yeah, this guy, hey man, listen, those are great careers, but you take a beating.
Mm-hmm.
You see how John Cena walks? You ever see like a video of him walking? He looks like he's in tremendous pain. Like his lower body or back or something just looks like he kind of walks kind of funny. You
and
gotta
they have
wonder.
they do sustain real
It's
injury.
real.
yeah.
It's real stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, it is. Those guys, and they're big. And they're taking
Yeah.
a bunch of juice that makes them even bigger and stronger and more powerful. And it's wild. And then I've never been I shouldn't say I've been there live. I told you this. Did I tell you this story when I met McMichael?
No.
Okay, this is unbelievable. Can we have story time right now?
Yeah, let's
so
go.
it's 1997 training camp, and the ECW is in town at the old arena. And we were like, only about 5 of us were interested, or 7 of whatever. And they're like, yeah, we'll get you backstage and tickets and all that. And I knew Steve McMichael was wrestling for ECW. And that's the only guy I wanted to go see, you know. Anyway, we go backstage, and Benoit, who's dead now, the little he's doing these curls with the bands, getting pumped up for his thing. Ric Flair is coming through. He's combing his hair and he's going woohoo! You know, it's just unbelievable.
It's like exactly what you would picture happening.
Totally. And I see McMichael just kind of hanging out, and I go right for McMichael, and I said, hey, Steve, I'm a humongous fan. I'm from Buffalo. He goes, no way. I said, Bears fan. Like, you guys were the best. You were our hero. All this stuff. Anyway, so I asked him a question because I heard this story about him. The night before the Super Bowl against the Patriots, where they just crushed the Patriots to win the Super Bowl, they're in a defensive meeting room with Buddy,
Ryan?
Buddy Ryan, the defense coordinator, and the defense. And out of nowhere, McMichael picks up a chair and whips it so hard into the board that the legs stick into the board, and they just walk out of the meeting. The meeting's over. And I was like, was that true? And he goes, absolutely true. And I was like, that is so, like, it's stuck in the, he's like, hey, I don't know how I did it. I just whipped it so hard. I was so close to it and stuck right in it. And with that, we are like, all right,
here we end this.
That's
it was
amazing.
so awesome.
That's
it was such a cool experience. But they're acting, they're characters, but they take a beating, man. They go through a lot of physical.
They lean into their characters and personalities a lot too, and that's what is. You definitely have to have a bold personality to be a WWE or any sort of AEW wrestler because they live and breathe that, and it's everything. Even we saw with the draft when Rollins was on there, and he just like fully. You still had the bear side of him, but he was fully in character of being Rollins, and so it's a lot. I mean, you're pretty much having to be on all the time
Tony
especially
Khan had the neck brace.
Yeah, Tony Khan had the neck brace on.
Think of the women's side, like they've grown tremendous.
Oh, big time.
I mean, every time you see their crowds, it's unbelievable. They fill up stadiums. They're bigger than rock acts. Like they're bigger than some rock and roll acts, you know, like even the biggest. So pretty awesome. I used to love I know a lot of old school, but Superfly Snuka was my guy. And when Harley was like a toddler, we would wrestle, and I was Superfly Snuka, and she was the Black Widow. And if she breathed on my face, I would freeze for 5 seconds, and she could do any move. And then I'd wake up, and I'd be like, Superfly, and I pretend like we wrestled. It was the best.
So
that
fun.
was so great.
Yeah.
Great memories.
I never watched any of the wrestling. My dad didn't love it, and so we just never got into it. So I understand the characters, obviously, the Ric Flair and the Hulk Hogan's, who Lane Kiffin referenced earlier today. Yeah. I understand all that stuff, but I never got into it, never watched it with vigor or anything like that.
The thing that I always kept an eye on it, but when Hulk was in Rocky 3 as Thunder Lips, that was like an unbelievable character. I don't know if you've ever seen Thunder Lips, and he's being the wrestler. That's when it was like, wow. Oh. Yeah, he's grabbing Rocky by his little head. Rocky's only tiny. Dude is like a little
picking him up.
When
it was like mid-90s with The Rock and like Stone Cold Steve Austin and stuff, me and my brother loved it then, and we'd watch it all the time.
Yeah. Smell what The Rock's cooking. Oh, yeah. And Cold, Steve Austin's great. The beers.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Especially the beers.
Yeah. Just clink them together, and it's like,
we drink them. Yeah, it was. Yeah, he was cool.
I'm like 9. I'm like, yeah.
I didn't realize that beer probably didn't taste that good at that age.
This sounds fun.
Yeah, right.
It takes. I feel like that is an acquired taste. Beer.
Oh, yeah. I don't like beer now. So,
well, especially when you're younger, you're drinking the crappy beer, so it tastes a little tougher.
Earlier this week, we talked astrology. Today, we spent a segment talking wrestling. I never know where this show is going to go.
It's fun.
We will talk a little football, though, on the other side, I promise. And we've got Tom's music all day. Yesterday, we had Jared's. We had Taylor's last week. We had mine the week before. So, yeah, we're going to hear Tom's playlist today. So, we'll let you hear all of his songs and more. You are listening to Helmets and Heels, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Now, another classic moment in Jags history.
The sprinklers have come on the football field. Perfect. This is unbelievable. The automatic sprinkler system
1010XL.
Hello, all you Jacksonville sports fans. Don here from Taco Lou. If you're in the mood for some great tacos, cold Dos Equis, maybe even a sip of some fine tequila, then the Lou is calling your name. Come out to Jack's Beach and experience what many have dubbed the #1 taco in the 904. There are plenty of great taco joints in town, and we're proud to have been around for this long, and we have only you, the fine people of Jacksonville, to thank for helping us grow and become who we are today. Cheers to you, Jacksonville, and thank you from the Lou crew. Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
Lauren Brooks here. If you're like most of us at 1010XL, you have a list of things you want to get done around the house before football season begins. Do yourself a favor and make an appointment today to check out Closets by Design's new showroom on Phillips Highway, especially the incredible garage. Closets by Design can help turn any garage into a custom organized space designed around your lifestyle and your budget. Call 904-878-9393 to schedule your free in-home design consultation and get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and free installation. Or go online. Visit them at closetsbydesign.com.
The doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists have resolved my hip and foot issues, and I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. This is Garrett Scantley, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is David Garrard. Following my knee surgeries and recovery, I'm continuing to feel great and would recommend Southeast Orthopedic to anyone who's experiencing orthopedic pain.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Find out what Pete Prisco's paying attention to.
That's a very good idea.
CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco joins the Frangie Show.
We're gonna have a good time together.
Thursdays on 1010XL. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $4,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a social media manager.
Did you just post our Q4 earnings to your personal social media?
Oh, yeah. Used the trending audio and everything.
That's confidential financial data.
Relax. It only went a little viral.
The SEC just commented with the eyeball watching emoji.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Looking for the perfect place to entertain clients or reward your employees this football season? River City Railway delivers a one-of-a-kind hospitality experience. Private, full-size rail cars with everything you need. AC, TVs, private bathrooms, outdoor entertaining areas, and reserved parking. All within walking distance to the stadium. Food and open bar included. Give your guests an experience they'll never forget. Visit rivercityrailway.com and reserve your rail car today.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation? From a real person? Good luck. That is what's so nice about Mike Merritt's Heating and Air. Unlike publicly traded conglomerates with headquarters in faraway cities, Mike Merritt's Heating and Air remains family-owned and operated by Mike, your neighbor. Mike Merritt has delivered hometown service, integrity, and pricing for generations. The big guys incentivize their techs to sell you new equipment. Mike's team emphasizes repair first. We only sell you equipment if your current equipment is worn out and beyond repair. And let's be honest about price. Small operations without much overhead can sometimes lowball your job, but you can't trust just anyone with a truck. They may be here today and gone tomorrow. Mike Merritt has been keeping North Florida cool for more than 3 decades. That's experience and dedication you can count on. Call today or see us on the web.
Florida license number CAC 050384.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
I was being very patient.
You should.
You should. By the way, from X, we have 90s wrestling was definitely the best era, LOL. It was real then, it's fake now. Since we were talking
It was
about
real
it.
then.
Yeah, people loved it.
I believed it was real.
Yeah. They were
I also
cutting
believe the Blair
themselves
Witch was real.
back then. They were using razor blades to cut
they
their
were-
foreheads and stuff to get the bleeding going.
Yikes.
Yeah, they were nuts.
That's no
Yeah.
bueno in my opinion.
I'm assuming this song needs no introduction. You know who it is? Yes? Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
One of the greatest bands of all time to come out of Jacksonville. Red Hat. Nookie.
Yeah, Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
The Limp Bizkit. Yeah, man. Take a look around.
I've never seen Limp
I
Bizkit
love this
live,
tune.
and it's one I've heard even now. Like 2 years ago, I think they played Rockville, and everyone said it was the best performance of the entire
Yeah.
day. And he did Break Stuff twice, so he started the show with Break Stuff, and everyone went so crazy that he ended with Break Stuff again, and everyone went crazy all over again. And I'm like, that's when you know you're doing a good job, when you
Yeah.
can play the same song twice in a set.
I've always joked that means you don't have enough songs if you have to do
no.
the same
Yeah.
song. But I do understand. Yeah, the crowd.
They're
The
a
moshers were
great-
moshing.
Yeah, they're a great like workout band.
Mhm.
You know,
Have
wanna
you seen Limp Bizkit live?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah, I have. Actually, I didn't with Richie. So my friend Richie used to be their head of security.
Okay.
Right. He's still doing security for a band. I think called Ghost now. You ever hear Ghost?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. He over
You
in
can't
Europe.
find them.
Good one.
I was about to
Ellie.
say that when you were talking
Wow.
about Cena earlier, because he's like,
oh yeah,
you can't see
you
me.
can't see me, right? But listen. I love their music. I like. Faith was rocking.
so good.
You know, and that's when I think they first hit. And then Nookie, of who didn't like
Yeah.
Nookie? I mean, that was awesome. That took the
All
world
the
by
Catholic
storm.
parents.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'd be in the backseat singing, and my mom would be like,
Catholic
Taylor, watch
girls
what you
start
say.
much too late. That's not true.
Start much too young.
Billy Joel says late,
That's
but
right.
you know what I'm saying.
I do, because then it's
Yeah.
only the good day young.
But yeah, they're a great band. They're still rocking. You know,
Yeah,
Fred
they
and
are.
his they've been doing it for a long time. I know they lost one of the originals, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Sam passed last year. He was I never met Sam, but he was supposedly a really great individual.
I
But
feel
it's
like
a tight knit. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, I
Yeah.
feel like most bands you talk about, if they've been around for 20 plus years,
Yeah.
somebody probably still isn't with us, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, right. Yeah. Sam Rivers was
Yeah.
his name. God bless him. But, you know, as you know, the music scene, you know, you have the real big and Limp, and then you have
Yeah.
others that are big, and then, it, you know, but
Trickles
they're
down, yeah.
all close. Like,
Yeah.
they're all, not
It's a-
all, but
sure.
it's a fraternity.
Yeah.
They're all pulling for each other, you know.
And we're not
Um,
known to be, Muscle Shoals of Alabama, obviously, Nashville
No,
and
right,
Tennessee,
right.
out in LA. Like, there are
Right.
towns and cities that are known as music communities.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I feel like we fly way under the radar as far as that's
Especially with
concerned.
the bands we have pushed
Yeah.
out from Jacksonville,
Yeah,
honestly. When
yeah,
you talk
no
about
doubt.
Limp Bizkit, obviously, and Leonard Skinner and Puddle of Mud, like
Puddle
there's a
of
lot of
Mud.
good bands, and
Yeah,
that's not even including the
Shinedown.
next
Molly
level of
Hatchet.
ones,
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
listen to.
Yellow Card.
Yellow Card.
Yeah, there's been a ton. So it's cool. Like
38
you know,
Specials, another one.
hmm
I went to I think there was their 20-year reunion. Remember I told it was Burn Season.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Remember that with
Mhm.
Bobby Maru
Yeah.
and Damian Starkey. Bobby's lead singer of Toxic. I actually picked one of his from Saliva. He's their lead singer,
singer, yeah.
Saliva. I picked one of their tunes. Little guy can belt it out. It was so funny. I interviewed him on a show once, and I was like, "Man, you talk so soft for a guy that yells." And he's like, "Well, I preserved my voice
Yeah,
that
he's
way."
like, I
I'm
have to save it for
Oh, that makes sense.
That's how you do it.
You know,
That's
but-
smart. We
yeah.
have a lot of comments from the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. One back to wrestling. Ric Flair's spilled liquor rant are the greatest words ever spoken in the English
Yeah.
language. Limp Bizkit was one bad band. My wife used to do Fred's hair at the salon for years.
Yeah.
Again, from the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures,
So
904-641-1010. Well done, Lauren. Can't see them. Best dad joke of the day. I didn't intend for it to be a dad joke, okay? Dang it. And then Limp Bizkit played at the Milk Bar all the time back in the day.
Yeah,
Oh, the
right.
Milk Bar
Yeah,
was
the
cool.
Milk Bar.
Yeah, that was probably
Monday
just a little
nights.
before you would have been able to go to
Yeah,
those shows.
it was right when I started going, so I was like 14 when
Yeah.
they were about to close. So
Yeah.
I was on that right. I think I went one time for a show, and I
Yeah.
was a child.
Monday nights was big down there
Yeah.
at the Milk Bar. I remember. Well, I kind of remember. I remember going. I remember the rave. You know, the
Yeah.
sticks would be everywhere.
I feel like
it was rocking.
And this is not judgmental because some people's work schedules just the way it works out. But I feel like if you're going out every Monday night, like maybe your priorities are not.
No, I disagree. You know why?
I don't
I
mean
always
you.
went out Monday nights.
Well, here's the thing. Like, that's kind of like when you live in a city, like you will do that. There'll be a show on Monday. There'll be a show on Wednesday. Doesn't mean you go out and get wrecked or anything. You may not. But that's what the allure is. Like you have something to do
every single night.
Every single night, and it's multiple things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was saying more like if you have a regular 9-to-5 job and you're going out every Monday night and you work Monday through Friday, like that maybe go out
depends what
Thursday,
time you
Friday.
get home. You know,
Well, yeah,
you
that's
staying
true.
out till 3, or you going home? Like
True.
10, like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I see what you're saying. Like you can't. It's all in moderation. But yeah, no, the Milk Bar on Monday nights. I didn't go a ton, but it was rocking, man. It was fun. That was 95 too. That was way from the beginning. So I didn't really know Jacksonville that well.
Sure.
I just got here for the most part. But
Monday nights can be fun. I'm not knocking going out on Monday
listen
nights.
to the
I went out
Catholic girl over here.
in
No, I'm just
college.
kidding.
I went out on Monday nights. I just, as an adult, not so much Monday nights. I
Wait,
feel
Monday Night Football? You would
Yeah.
go out for Monday Night Football?
now, no.
Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, I don't either. But you would
Sure.
back in the day.
Yeah. Again,
right?
when you're younger, I feel like it's a lot easier.
I went.
I do now. So
Yeah.
Like out, like till 3 a.m. on a Monday if you have to work on Tuesday. I'm just saying that seems aggressive. If you do it on Thursday, you only have to work Friday. That seems less aggressive.
Whatever. Whatever.
I'm not judging over here.
No, you're not.
I'm
not.
going to talk about some football now.
yeah. Let's talk about some.
So I was going through the schedule because I was like, what would be a fun exercise is week 1 of the NFL. Let's each pick like the top 5 games that we think, right, that will take place.
Okay.
And then I looked at the schedule and I was like, wait, they're all
so good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Week
there's
1 and 2 are it's solid.
so incredibly
both
talented.
weeks.
Like, all right, so I'm going to give you flip side. I'm going to give you the top games in college football for week 1. This is not including week 0, where we have like a North Carolina TCU over in Dublin, but week 1 of the college football slate.
Okay.
Friday night, get excited for Miami at Stanford. That's one of the best games. That game is at 9 p.m. on Friday night. Stanford was 4-8 last year. Obviously, we know what Miami did.
Yeah.
Saturday, now this is a great game. Clemson at LSU.
Yeah.
So many storylines, very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your best game on Saturday. I couldn't find another close second because every other big team is not playing either a Power 4 team
Right.
or a
Yeah.
team worth any salt. Sunday
Or Saturday.
right,
Yeah.
or Saturday. Sunday we do have 2 good games. Wisconsin, Notre Dame at Lambeau, which is, I think, a
that's cool.
super fun
Cool,
game.
Yeah.
And then Louisville, Ole Miss, maybe a little less sexy, but that one in Nashville. Both of those kick off at 7:30 on that Sunday. And then, of course, Monday is Labor Day. Monday night, SMU at FSU, 7:30 kick. That's exciting for the local audience.
Maybe.
Those are your best games of week
Week
one.
one, yeah.
So really, besides Clemson at LSU and Wisconsin, Notre Dame, it's not like that appetizing. Flip side, again, let's go to the NFL.
Yeah.
The king.
Week 1, Wednesday night. Patriots at Seahawks. Just a casual match of the Super Bowl
just
last year.
rematch.
Yeah.
Just a rematch. And again, Wednesday night. Thursday night, 49ers v. Rams in Australia. That's one of the better games,
Thanks,
obviously,
Raj.
of the weekend. Yeah. I don't love the Australia part, but talk about a great game.
No, for sure.
Sunday at 1 o'clock, we've got Bucks at Bengals, Ravens at Colts, Bills at Texans. That's
Yep.
just the 1
That's a
o'clock
good
slate. 4:25, Commanders at Eagles, Packers at Vikings. And then Sunday night, you've got Cowboys at Giants, and then Monday night, Broncos at Chiefs. I didn't include the Jaguars or the Bears. The Jaguars play the Browns, obviously play host to the Browns, and the Bears take on the Panthers. So 2 playoff teams.
Okay.
I didn't even include them
Yep.
because I'm talking about some seriously heavy hitters in the NFL.
3 playoff teams.
And
for the
that's
others.
why college football, to wrap SEC Media Days and Big Ten and all that stuff, that's why college football really should move towards playing at least 11 games that are against Power 4 or Power 5, however you want to describe it, opponents.
Yeah.
Because every week you're going to get a slate that looks like that instead of let's not even pay attention to college football.
Well, and how do you rank them when they play that? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how can you even be ranked when some of your teams are,
Right.
not playing anybody?
Right. They almost should not do
No.
any rankings like we've talked about.
Yeah.
No preseason because of all the turnover in college football, and then do week 5
Yeah.
in college football.
Yeah.
After the first month of the season, then you can hand out some rankings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why the NFL is king.
Yeah.
That's why we all pay attention every single week. And by the way, Wednesday through Monday also.
Yeah. And I know Saban said it, about why
He
would you
wants
play
12.
the best? Play the best. I agree with that. I would want that, even though it's risky.
Mhm.
And again, I think, if you do that, then you can't do these preseason ranking things. You got to wait. You know what I mean? If we're all going to do this together, let's find out who's the best in the the conferences or whatever it ends up being.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you can really tell me who's, you know, because if I'm playing, Clemson and LSU, and you're playing, no offense, Long Island University.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't. How do you even compare? You can't. It's not even on the same wavelength.
Correct.
Yeah.
The problem is there are those group of 5 teams. I'm not even going to include the independents because the independent teams are playing a tougher slate, pretty much than most schools. But those group of 5 teams, they have to factor in. And then, like we've talked about, if you're Long Island or if you're Campbell, who Florida plays in week 2, they need that guaranteed check in order to support their football program.
Yeah.
But if it's not about financial incentives, if you just leave it for those smaller schools, if you just leave it to be the best competition, then yes, every single week it should be either a group of 5 or a Power 5 opponent. Now that I guess the Pac-12 has expanded, we're back to Power 5. But yeah, I mean, that should be, and then maybe one game. That's why I say a minimum of 11 against either group of 5 or Power 4.
Yeah, combination of them.
Yeah, and then you can get one Long Island, one Campbell, whatever. it is.
Whatever.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I mean, and I think even if there's a way, because there's not every week, even in the NFL, where the slate looks like that either, because there's obviously not as good teams. But the thing with the NFL goes, hey, we have the opportunity to get everybody interested right away into the season. And so week 1, 2, let's load this up, get everybody watching. And then you're hooked at that because you've just watched whatever team that you do support, or you just watched a ton of good games back-to-back weeks that you're like, oh, I want to watch.
And then week 3, one of those good teams is going to be 0-2. Like the Texans last year.
Yep. And then so all of a sudden you're already in a hole. Some of these good teams that you were expecting to win the division or at least be contenders are already 1-1 or 0-2 or whatever the case may be. And maybe some teams are unexpectedly 2-0 that you weren't really counting on. And then that's the one thing about college football. We talk about it in general. Their schedule's bad. The way that their season-long schedule of how they do everything isn't right when it comes to portal times, when it comes to the way there's a gap of absolutely no information whatsoever out of them. You're almost losing the combine at this point. You have the portal happening while people are in the college football playoff. Like, none of it makes sense. And then you have the opportunity to get people excited about college football out of the gates, and you give them 2 good games.
Yeah. No, right. Exactly. Like, way to play up to your audience, you know?
When we haven't heard a word since April about any of these teams.
So who's the kickoff classic? Is there one? Are they doing that anymore?
They don't have it.
Man, that was the best. And it was 2 big teams going at it, you know, typically. Yeah, it felt
we used to have multiple neutral site games to kick things off, and I feel like we don't have that this year.
Yeah, like Labor Day night was always huge, like big games.
Yeah.
So also that Thursday night, that Australia game, it'll be 8:35 here. So that's like they're playing at like 10 a.m.
Yeah, probably.
In Australia?
I'm bad at that kind of math. No, I'm just kidding.
Like, I
How
feel
many
like
hours are
they're
they behind?
24 at least hours.
Yeah.
They're always a day ahead.
Yeah, it's 4:30 a.m. right now in Australia.
So they're 26 hours ahead.
Yeah.
So it'd be like 10:30 a.m. that those guys are going to be playing
plus
football.
6. Yeah. There you go.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. That's only a few hours before 1.
Jeez.
But I guess if you're playing West Coast, you're on Pacific time. And
Yes,
if
that's
you have
the
an
time you
early
play.
game, it's a
You're
little
all over
early.
the
Yeah.
place. Well, you know, I think.
But you're also in the future.
Yeah, exactly. One thing with the pros is you don't have to be into a team to watch because of fantasy football. I mean, I don't know how big college is. College big in fantasy? Do
they just started it this year, actually.
So maybe that'll, because then,
you have players you're cheering for no matter what.
Yeah, right. I think that fills in the blank.
Yeah.
I mean, to me,
betting in general gets people watching on Saturday too.
Yeah.
So
I always felt the NFL is the best of the best. The athletes are all the best. So like, I'd rather watch that than a team in college that's going to beat up some smaller team.
But
you know
when you have competitive games, it's so much more fun to watch in college football. And then especially too, if you watch it with the eye of, all right, who are the draft eligible prospects that I want to keep an eye on now, that I want my team to draft, when it comes to that point in time.
And you have to wait 4 weeks to see if they're actually good because they played no teams.
I like this idea from the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. I think they should play FCS teams in week 0 and make it a facto preseason game. It would make sure that we are going to get better games later on.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and the teams are more gelled.
Yeah.
The only issue I would say with that is are you asking for week 0 in addition to the 12 regular season games? Because they're not going to do that. They're not going to increase that because now you have the back end college football playoff.
Yeah,
or are you saying one game of FCS and then 11? The problem with that in theory is I don't know if the TV networks are going to love that. They want to have at least one good game to showcase that week 1. But I like the idea. If you didn't have to worry about TV and revenue.
When did week 0 start?
Not long ago.
Yeah.
Florida played Miami in week 0. Gosh, maybe like 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
So 0
now.
means nobody else is playing, or what does that mean?
It means very few teams are playing. Like, for instance, this year there are...
so it can't be week 1 because not everyone's playing
Correct.
week 1. So they call it week 0.
There are 8 games week 0 of the college football
Brought
season
to you by Sprite Zero. I get it.
And so there are a few games that are Power 4, Power 5 versus Power 5. Like I said, North Carolina versus TCU, also NC State, Virginia. Remember this past year we had, and by the way, New Mexico State at Florida State. Remember this past year we had one of the ACC, or 2 of the ACC teams played each other, but it didn't count as a conference game.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that NC State Virginia game is one of those, or is that a conference game? Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Yeah. It's a mystery.
Yep. Exactly, it is. All right, Liam Coen was hanging out with Peter Schrager on Schrager Hour, so we'll hear from him. Also, Tom's Take. You are listening to Helmets and Heels, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Jaguars fans, grab your passport. Open and fund a new Everbank Performance account for your chance to win the Everbank London Getaway Experience. One winner gets round-trip airfare for 2, 4 nights hotel, and 2 tickets to the Jags game in London this October. Start your journey today at everbank.com/London. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 6/29 to 8/27/26. Get official rules and details at everbank.com/London Rules. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A. Member FDIC.
Hey, poker players, are you looking for big jackpot excitement?
You know it, and I heard Best Bet is the place to go for Vegas-style table games and big jackpot winnings. With friendly dealers, exciting action, and games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em or 3-card poker, there's no better place to play.
That's right. With 3 locations, there's a Best Bet location close by for you to win big. See all the details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Tailgaters Parking's approaching sellout for this upcoming season. Permanent restrooms, all-day security, and on-site restaurant pavilion. Due to stadium construction, your previous parking may be gone. Log on to tailgatersparking.com today.
Checkmate. I'm Braden Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, the Checkmate King.
The 2 most important factors behind a great garage floor coating are the preparation and the application.
So we prepare every floor with high-performance diamond grinding pads. But just ugly diamonds, right, Brendan? If we find any nice ones, I could use some crown jewels.
Sorry, Chester. Our special grinding pads use diamonds that are too ugly for jewelry.
But they create the perfect surface to bind with our multi-layer polymer coating for years of durable performance.
You'll have to pick out jewelry on your own time, Your Highness.
The term is Your Majesty, Brendan, but I'll let it go this time.
Perfect preparation?
Check. Expert application?
Check. A gorgeous new floor that sparkles like a diamond in your garage? Checkmate!
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
The Cash Building Material SEC Football Media Days coverage on 1010XL previews the upcoming SEC football season. Listen for interviews of coaches, players, and analysts as they give insight throughout the day on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hacker here for Cornerstone Interior Solutions. If your AC is working overtime every summer, your insulation may be the problem. Homeowners and builders across Northeast Florida are calling Cornerstone to upgrade to spray foam insulation. It seals homes, crawl spaces, garages, blocking in cool air and blocking out heat. So your home stays cooler, your system runs easier, and your energy bills stay under control. Don't wait for peak heat. Visit CornerstoneInteriorSolutions.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Going to let you bring it back every segment.
All right, let's do it. Well, in honor of his birthday, I think a day ago, Chris Cornell's birthday, lead singer of Audio Slave. This is Cochise, and it gets going. A little screaming for you, Taylor.
I like it.
I like it too. He's one of my favorite, if not my favorite singer of all time, Chris Cornell of Soundgarden and Audio Slave, and him by himself doing all types of covers. Really a beautiful voice, no doubt about it. Yeah, so that's one of them. Yeah, I think we have it somewhere in the playlist already because I think we played it before, but it's been a while. But I had to put him in there. If I got 6 to choose, Cornell's got to be in one of them.
Honestly, with the way that all of us love music, we could have had a whole week and still not gotten through all of the songs that we would have wanted to put. We could have a whole month and still leave songs on the table. From the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, 904-641-1010. Thanks for talking about Jacksonville and our music. Something I never knew, young Ray Charles, who attended the Florida School for the Deaf and Blind in nearby St. Augustine, performed in La Villa clubs as a teenager and built his early reputation
I'd heard
there.
that, yeah.
I think when we did that day where you played all Jacksonville music in honor of the museum, not museum, but the the walk area. What is that called that I'm trying to think of? It's not a museum, but either way, they have that memoriam basically for bands from Jacksonville.
Absolutely.
And Ray Charles, we talked about him.
Yeah, no doubt.
So that is super cool.
I love Ray Charles. His music was, that movie Ray was just unbelievable. His music is out of this world. And America the Beautiful, one of the best renditions of all time, in my opinion.
I love it. Yeah. And also, we learned Australia's 14 hours away. We didn't quite do the math correct. It's not 24 hours away, but 14 hours away.
But ahead of us.
Ahead. Ahead. We had that part right. By the way, it's called the Riverfront Music Garden. That's what I couldn't think of.
Thank you.
Off the top of my head. Thank you, Google. Yes, the Riverfront Music Garden.
Google. Thank you, Google. Yeah.
Thank you, Google.
Well, normally we have to, thank the text lines.
Does Google get a name like Chat gets a name?
Google's beat Chat GPT for years, though. We've been using Google since what?
I know, but now they're what? Copilot or something like that? What's Google's AI thing?
Oh, maybe Copilot.
I had a gentleman on the horse's mouth, and it's funny. He was talking about Chat, and he kept saying he. I'm like, what's your name for Chat? And he goes, L. I was like, I get it, because I do the same. Al. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. But I do the same thing. Like, me and Chad are talking earlier. He's really getting to know me.
He's really getting to know me.
I've never been one to use that stuff.
Oh, it's pretty wild. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
But
I use it in a creative type way.
Absolutely. It's hilarious. So my roommate's son, he's 9, and he talks to the Alexa. I mean, I'll crack up sitting in the living room because he'll ask her a question. He'll say something. He'll be like, no, you're not understanding me, Alexa. I meant da-da-da. And he'll say it back and she'll respond. And he'll be like, no, that's not what I mean. I mean this. And he'll go back and forth and argue with Alexa. And I'm like, but that's the only world he also knows is electronics and being able to talk to Alexa. So it's just so funny how comfortable he is just having a full conversation with Alexa.
I called Alexa babe once. It's like, babe. And she's like, I don't respond to that. I was like, what? Did she just?
She's like, that's inappropriate. I work for you.
Keep you at arm's length from now on.
I don't like that voice. Danger.
The cops show up. Sir, I hear you've been
hitting on Alexa.
Alexa. You got to leave Alexa alone, sir.
I don't know how to transition from that to Tom's take, but here we go.
Let's go.
Now, Tommy's Takes. Protected by Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com. Or dial #law. That's all.
All right, my take on this beautiful Thursday afternoon, brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, is I had a thought earlier.
All right.
Yeah, I was working out in the gym, did back and pretty much just back. That's all I had time for. And I thought of Bayashul Tootin. I know we're going to hear from Liam Coen talking about him. And I had this vision. Not a vision, but just like this.
A dream, like Liam Coen said. It was at night,
whatever.
so I guess
Whatever you call those things. A daydream, maybe.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it. And I had Tootin breaking away like 80-yard touchdown, and nobody came close to touching him. And I was sitting there going, okay, you know, the kid's got that ability to do that. Lately, he said learning the playbook and all that was in his head as well. So let's give him a little bit of the benefit. Like, Trevor got better at knowing the offense, made him play better. Tootin over time, you know, got to know the offense, should make him play, should know the offense even more. Can he play free and fast? And if he can, could he be that kind of back? And what if he is? Like, that's just could be amazing. Like, I know I'm manifesting here.
That's
allowed. So
allowed.
I'm manifesting, like, but I just saw like him, you know, because we don't know, and I all three of us, but we don't know. We're not sitting there going, yeah, he's going to be this, he's going to be that. We have no idea what he's going to be, but he does have the tools to it. And when I saw the quote about him, you know, not having to think as much, that's for every player. You're out there thinking, you're not playing. You're not playing freely. And you got to play freely out there. A, you could get hurt if you don't, and B, that's your best way to perform.
I think that's Devin Lloyd to a T. He had to think, and then all of a sudden in camp scheme, he was able to play free.
Just play.
The other thing that connects Trevor and Tootin, to your point, ball security. Trevor struggled with ball security, obviously running the football. The interceptions will happen, but whenever Trevor would take off, we would all have to hold our breath because a lot of times the ball got punched out. Tootin, not at the NFL level, but certainly in college, did have the 9 fumbles. So that also, I think, gets in your head, and that doesn't allow you to play as free either.
Yeah, I'm sure they hammered that because that was one of the biggest conversation points about Tootin coming in is, oh, he fumbled the most in college football, and then he fumbles right away in OTAs. And I'm sure that was like, oh, no, I can't let this happen because I'm sure, obviously, the coaches ripped him. Like, that cannot be a part of your game or you're not going to be able to be on the field. We can't keep, we're not going to have
liability.
Yeah. And so, and I'm sure that does play into it. And that side of you're overthinking some of those things to make sure you're not turning the ball over. We talk about the offseason of a rookie anyway. So you're going through all of that. It's, Liam Cohen's offense, who we heard from everybody, even the veterans on this team, of how intricate it was and how difficult it was to learn. And so this is a young guy coming in and doing that in addition to just the basics of going from college football, college to the pros. And so, and I think you see other rookie running backs come in and automatically hit that 1,000 yards and, multiple touchdowns and all of that. But you can't always compare that straight on because everyone's in different situations and are asked to do different things, obviously. And Etienne was coming in here, and Etienne kind of battled last year and had his best career year. And so I think because of that, too, they didn't have to ask Bayashul Tootin to do too much. And now that is leveling up. He is going to be asked to do a lot more this year.
Yeah, him and Rodriguez Jr., and then the rest of the crew on third down and whatever else.
And I think it's good, too. Tootin saw last year that obviously Etienne was in a competition with himself a little bit, but much more with Tank Bigsby. And Etienne won. Obviously, they ended up trading Tank Bigsby, but Tootin, I think, will understand that they truly evaluate you as a competition throughout training camp. And so every day matters. Every snap matters. Every carry matters. And so that's a good thing to have that extra motivation through the grueling 3 weeks and the heat and all that stuff. Like that has to be in your head. Not don't fumble, but take care of the ball, and then I got to beat out C-Rod.
Well, and he's got to be really good at picking up the blitz. I think a few times last year he was late to. It wasn't like he couldn't do it. He's strong enough to do it, but he was late getting over. Didn't know where the back. You should know where the back's coming from or the blitzer's coming from, right? Because the protection. You know how they're sliding. Who's gonna be free? You may be on the other side of the formation. That's why you got to get over there and make sure you're there in time. And I felt sometimes he just wasn't
reading that quick enough.
Yeah, not quick enough. So that's probably one thing that he's gotten better at.
And Etienne got better at that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I don't think he was great at that when he first started.
No, I agree. He definitely got better last year.
All right, from the text on Design by Lifetime Enclosures, my mom was talking to Alexa and then told the dog to shut up, and Alexa thought it was for her, so she reported my mom. What's the moral of the story? Don't
Be
tell
nice
the
to
dog to
Alexa.
shut up. No, also be nice to the dog for sure. And then one
Sometimes
other.
they bark too much.
Exactly, that's true. One other question: do we know for sure about Rodriguez? Have we heard? Is he going to be healthy for training camp? Are we still waiting for him to be on the field? We
do
won't
not
know
know
until
yet.
day one of training
They
camp.
said he would be, but we don't know.
Right, exactly. And then we'll certainly have tons of reports on that on 1010XL throughout next Wednesday. All right, more to do on the other side. You're listening to Helmets and Heels, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
1010XL.
All right, I want a 32 belly option on 2-on-2. Ready?
Where every day is game day.
Hey, I'll be home in about 10 minutes. Actually, make it 8.
Hey, Mom. Yep, I'm walking home now. Mom, I'm trying to cross, but I don't think this driver sees me. No, they're driving too fast. Mom!
Speeding catches up with you. Early, on time, a little late, just get there safely. A message from the Florida Department of Transportation's Target Zero initiative.
Hey, I know how awful it is to get injured out there, but never due to someone else's negligence like many of you. Tom McManus here. If this speaks to you directly, you got to check out Morgan & Morgan, the largest personal injury law firm in the nation, over 1,100 lawyers, 100 offices plus across the nation, and over $30 billion recovered for all their clients. And guess what? They don't get a single dime unless you do. A proven track record with backup. Man, that's hard to find these days, but not with Morgan & Morgan. For the people, that's right. Get injured due to someone's neglect. You get paid. Dial pound law on your cell or check out forthepeople.com.
Hi, folks. Frank Frangie for the farm at Okefenokee. My wife and I and a bunch of friends just got back from the farm, and we had an incredible experience. We toured the regenerative farm, as well as the beautiful handcrafted cabins, and were treated to a fantastic farm-to-table dinner created by Congreve and Penn. Man, was it good. Well, you can learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com. And even hear my interview with farm co-founder Doug Davis to learn even more about this amazing property. That's okefarm.com.
Hacker here, and I'm going to be up in New England for the next couple of days, taking in a little family getaway before football season. And thanks to Awaken 180, that family getaway will include some water parks, some hide and seek, some water balloon battles, some silly string battles with my 7-year-old and other kids in the family up there in the New England area. 2 years ago, when I was over 300 pounds, I could not have dreamed of doing that, particularly in the hot summer months. But thanks to Awaken 180, the coaching I got, the guidance I got, the weight absolutely fell off. It's the real deal. Results speak for themselves. I lost over 100 pounds thanks to the best weight loss program I've ever been on. Go to awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com, or call 844-346-1800 and do what I did. Get your life back with Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core so you can work from anywhere. Now starting at $699 with exclusive student pricing starting at $599. Complete your setup with savings on select monitors and must-have electronics and accessories. Limited time deals and free shipping on PCs and more await you at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Frank Frangie here. 1010XL wants to know who you are. We are conducting a listener profile survey. What home improvement practices do you plan to do? What do you like best about us? All you have to do is go to 1010XL.com and fill out the survey. You could win tickets to the Jags home opener, Gator football, and jumbo shrimp tickets, or great 1010 swag. Just go to 1010XL.com and enjoy letting us know more about you so we can do a better job of serving you.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focus, fueled, fearless, Farah.
All right, a whole lot of love right there. Classic Led Zeppelin tune covered by the great Chris Cornell and Santana on the guitar. Oh, yeah, that's a good one right there. If you haven't heard that one, you should check it out.
Zeppelin fans right now are like, you did a cover of Whole Lot of Love as one of your 6 songs? Tom, you can't do that. But no, I love it.
Greatest singer, one of the greatest guitar players of all time, and Carlos Santana.
Yep.
So,
Have you ever seen Santana live?
I don't think
I have
so.
not.
No, I don't think so. I'm trying to think like in a festival type
Right,
or
yeah,
multiple acts, but no, I don't think I've ever seen him live.
And did you get to see Chris Cornell live before?
I never saw Chris Cornell live. No, wish I did. He's quite the singer. You know, they say his like, what do you call it? The
range.
Yeah, but the highest.
Oh yeah, his like falsetto.
Yeah, he's like ridiculous, up there with like Mariah Carey and Whitney and that kind of
wild.
stuff. Yeah, he was quite the singer and musician.
Yeah.
I got more. What's that? 3? What are we 3 in? I got 3 more.
Perfect.
Yeah, I gave him like 15 to choose from. So
You
can,
did.
Yeah.
Jared comes to me and he's like, I don't know what to do with 15. I only need 6. I mean, I was like, just talk to
You know
Tom.
what? For some reason, there was a process to get this list together. It wasn't working, and then I
Well, we needed backups anyways because one of yours had the F bomb in it.
right.
So
That's
we had to pivot there.
Yeah.
And you were like, Jared, it's clean.
It's
Go with
It's
it.
clean. Go with it. It just has an F word.
Good. We don't need to worry about that. All right, let's head into Taylor's Tangent.
Now, Taylor's Tangent, served up by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
Looking at some defenses, we've talked about this one here in Jacksonville quite a bit, especially with Devin Lloyd being gone. Lauren, you just read something that Cam Wolf had reported talking about at a Panthers camp. Devin Lloyd, do you have the exact quote pulled
Yeah,
up?
you feel and hear Devin Lloyd shut down 2 running back flat passes, so passes to the running back in the flat. And then also Jalen Phillips' speed jumps off. That defense has talent, is what Cam Wolf said. Live
Which they
from
were
Panthers.
honestly already pretty good. You saw them get better and better through the season last year, and they bulked it up even more. Unfortunately for them, you heard some bad news coming out. Nick Scorton, they didn't confirm anything that ACL. They said right knee though, and they had to get an MRI today, which usually doesn't indicate good things, which is really unfortunate because he's a really good linebacker, and that's who was going to be across from Devin Lloyd there. So they'll have to figure out that replacement.
He was carted off in tears.
Yeah,
That's what
I
I
hate
read.
it. And that's when you can see the devastation, or when you hear stories like that, they're just devastated because most of the times you hear stuff and it's like the player knew right away, like this is my season probably.
Second round pick from last year is Scorton. So they've got other obviously guys to back him up. But when you play a 3-4, every linebacker is so important.
Yeah, and when you get hurt, like you can't walk, so like
Correct.
you know that it's serious.
Yeah.
You know,
That's what Travis Hunter
sucks.
recently said. I don't know if you guys watched that video that the Jags put out yesterday. It was like a 3-minute clip of him kind of getting back, rehabbing all that stuff. And he said he didn't think it was that bad when he got hurt in practice. And then he tried to get up and walk and realized
Then you're
he
like,
couldn't.
oh, this is worse than what I thought it was.
Yeah, the testing obviously proved worse.
But speaking of just defenses around the league, I saw something that was really cool, and it just shows how good some of these defensive coordinators that we've seen in the last 10 years, but some of them more recent. Vic Fangio is somebody we've talked about a lot as being one of the better defensive coordinators in the league. And so from 2016, these numbers are pulled from 2016 to 2025, minimum 30 games of a play caller. So we're not going to see Coach Camp in this because this is his first year, but some other former Jaguars on this list. And like I said, the Vic Fangio one is probably one of the biggest indicators of if you want to see what a good defense looks like and a good defensive play caller. So he has had about 470, 480 games that he's called as a defensive coordinator, and he has only allowed, it's just over 50%. So it compares their red zone trips to the touchdowns that are allowed in those red zone trips. So he's allowed around, like I said, 470, 480 trips to the red zone, and it's only barely over a 50% touchdown rate in those times. He has the third best touchdown percentage, like not allowing touchdowns in the NFL. The only people with less touchdowns allowed have way less trips against them, Mike McDonald being one of them, but we've seen what type of coach Mike McDonald can be. He just has a little under 250 red zone trips compared to Fangio's 480, and then Jesse Minter, who has less than 45% allowed touchdowns in the red zone, but he's had a little bit less than 100 red zone trips. So those three guys, though, really good so far, different levels of their career in that play calling. So it's interesting to see some of that. When you talk about some of the guys that also just have had a lot of red zone trips against them and still allow below average touchdowns once those opposing teams get to the red zone, Todd Bowles, who's had around 570 red zone trips against him and just about 56% touchdowns once they hit the red zone. Him, Spagnuolo, and Dennis Allen are the three highest when it comes to the amount of trips against them, and still under just around that 55%.
It's amazing, and that is the league leaders that almost 60% of the time
they're still getting scored on.
In the red zone, and you're still winning game. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, you'd think it'd be a lot, like the leaders would be a lot lower.
So if you want to see what the bad ones look like, we'll talk about some of the worst when it comes to the touchdown percentage against them. When teams are getting, Aaron Glenn actually has he's about 65% when it gets to the red zone, and he has a little bit under 250 red zone trips against him, and almost 65% have gone for touchdowns. A couple other of those, Sean Desai is one of those two that are in one of the worst. Jonathan Gannon is in that group. Dan Quinn actually is in that group. Wow. So there's some not so good ones. And then there's other guys when it talks about maybe a little under or above average, more like the 58, 59%. So not too far from some of those top guys, because you just talked the best are doing it at about 50%. And then there's a large group around that. But Gus Bradley sits there. Gus Bradley has a little bit over 400 red zone trips against him and is about 58% touchdowns. So, against him. And Matt Eberflus is in that too. Patrick Graham is in that group. Brandon Staley's in that group. So a lot of really recognizable names that kind of all cluster together when it comes to that. And then there's the new guy, some of the ones that don't have as many. We talked about Jesse Minter, Mike McDonald. Raheem Morris is in this group. His is under that 55%, along with Chris Shula's under that 55%. Matt Patricia's under that 55%. Jack Del Rio's under that 55%. But they all only have like around under average red zone trips against him. So it is interesting because there's some active guys in this group. You talk about a Todd Bowles, a Vic Fangio, a Mike McDonald that we've been talking about for a good amount of time, and those are all really good defensive coaches. So you're hoping we see Coach Camp in that group.
I'm wondering the leaders on the offense, they must convert 70 right?
Yeah, it has to be once you get to that. Yeah. If you're talking about a good defense is still allowing it, 55% of the time, then really good offenses, you've got to be talking about 70% of the time you're scoring, at least putting some sort of points on the board when you get to the red zone.
Yeah, right. But those are touchdowns, not just
These
points.
are touchdowns,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just a quick search from this information from Al.
Good stats. Hey, Al.
The Eagles led the league with a 70.21% red zone touchdown conversion rate, followed by the Bills at 67.1%.
That makes sense.
And the Bengals at 66.6%. I just searched for last year.
That was just last year.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm probably not going to be able to come up with the stats from that long of a period of time, but that is confirmed.
So about 70. Cool.
Yeah. So let's see where the Jaguars landed. Last year, 62.5%. I guarantee if I was to look in 2024, if you want to guess 2024 would be under 60%, you are correct.
Yeah. And I would guess, too, if you separated
58%.
I would guess, too, if you separated the first half of last year and the second half of last year, it would probably even, because when you look at what his touchdowns, what was it? Like 18 something like that.
15 touchdowns to 1 pick.
15 yeah, that's right.
Yeah, over the last 3 games, the Jaguars' touchdown percentage 66.67%, so 2/3 of the time exactly, and then the last game 75%.
Yeah, I'll try and find the offensive because that'd be interesting to look at the comparison between what defenses allowed and offenses do.
For sure. All right, on the other side, we'll let you hear from Liam Coen. You're listening to 1010X on 92.5 FM.
What are the many ways to experience 1010XL?
Why don't we just take it from the top?
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, at 1010XL.
Summer is made for road trips, beach days, and family vacations. Before you hit the road, make sure your vehicle is ready at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Their trusted technicians can handle your oil change, fluids, filters, and more, all while you stay comfortably in your vehicle. No appointment needed. With convenient locations, a 4.7-star national rating, and named #1 quick lube for customer service by Forbes, it's easy to see why drivers choose Valvoline. Get road trip ready today at Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. On Southside and JTB, for a limited time, Key Buick GMC has marked down select new GMC Sierra 1500 models. Below employee pricing, you pay less than what our employees pay. Plus, at Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit us or shop online at keybuickgmc.com. We are professional-grade. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drive time only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
The swamp is hot. Coaching, recruiting, winning and losing. Catch the Gator Buzz on the Gator Report. Several times a week on 1010XL. Built by Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right. Keeping Gator Nation in the loop.
Joint replacement surgery is always a tough decision, but relief from chronic pain may be just around the corner. Dr. George Barra here, and there's a lot to consider to make sure you get the proper diagnosis and best path back to the range of motion and mobility you had. Age, lifestyle, and overall health all play a part. Let the team at Barra Orthopedics give you a full analysis to help you make the best decision. Log on to barriorthopedics.com or call the office to make an appointment. With offices across Jacksonville and ready to help you feel good again, we'll get you back on the road to recovery at Barra Orthopedics.
There's only one sport with games to bet every day the rest of the summer, and there's only one legal app to bet it. Bet baseball on Hard Rock Bet, your home to bet home runs, strikeouts, even the next at-bat. It's secure and regulated, so your money is safe. Step up to the plate with towering parlays that can turn a dollar bet into a max payout up to $2 million.
It's out of here!
Hard Rock Bet.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Nothing says all-American like a great meal and a great deal. MyGate Rewards members. Grab any roller grill favorite, Lay's brand chips, and an ice cold Pepsi or Gatorade, all for just $5.50. The all-American meal deal only at Gate. See store for details.
Budweiser reminds us to drink wiser, like hydrating between beers. It keeps the fun going longer, and it's a commitment to responsibility. Remember, good times are ahead, so no need to overdo it. Know when to say when, and always designate a driver.
Nobody likes feeling taken advantage of by a service company. That's why homeowners across Northeast Florida choose Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When we come to your home, our job is simple. Find the problem, fix the problem. Charge a fair price, no upselling, no scare tactics, no surprise recommendations designed to sell you more than you need. Quality work from a local team you can trust. Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Looking for an exciting, fun-filled evening the whole group can enjoy? Then don't miss the final home game of the season, and it's a big one. It's Military Appreciation Night with the Jacksonville Sharks, sponsored by True Vet Solutions. Sunday, July 26th, kickoff 7:30. Tickets start at just $15. Get out of the heat and into the arena as the Sharks battle the first-place Green Bay Blizzard. Active military and veterans get special buy one, get one free tickets. Bring in the whole crew. Try our family 4-pack. 4 tickets, $50 in food or merchandise vouchers, all for $100. Don't miss the powerful military swear-in ceremony at halftime. And join us on the field after the game for a free autograph session sponsored by Flight Adventure Park. To purchase tickets or for more information, go to JacksonvilleSharks.com or call 904-621-0700. 621-0700. Sharks football, where memories are made.
Go Sharks!
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. The NFL season is quickly approaching, and it's time to take your season to the next level when the Jacksonville Jaguars return to the bank in 2026. Become a season ticket member and unlock exclusive access to ticketed events, members-only experiences, NFL membership club perks, and more. Availability is limited, so don't miss out. Call 904-633-2000 or visit jaguars.com/season tickets to secure your spot for all of the action. Right now, 94 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and Temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
What were you saying there, Tom?
Yeah, this song, I'll tell you why I picked this song. This is Tonight by the
Yes.
Smashing Pumpkins.
Yes.
Every time I hear it, I think of what could have been in the Super Bowl against Green Bay. I don't know why, just this song, because it's like,
That era?
yeah, maybe, and it's, the song is like Tonight, Your Life's Gonna Change, that kind of stuff. It's kind of a cool thing. I was manifesting it after it didn't happen. Does that even happen?
Sure.
No, it doesn't. But yeah, Smashing Pumpkins, what a great band. And it's funny because wasn't into him that much, but learning more about him, that lead singer is also the lead guitarist, and he's like 6'6". He's a big, giant guy. Anyway, he's got a cool voice too.
Yeah, I like his voice.
I like Smashing Pumpkins.
The beginning
Cool
of that
name, too.
song made me feel like I was driving into Jurassic Park for a
Oh,
second.
yeah,
It
there
has
you
that
go.
very just like
Uh-huh.
almost similar, not identical to what that Jurassic Park
Uh-huh.
theme was, and it was around the same time, obviously,
Yeah.
like mid-90s too.
Dramatic score.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1996 is when I read that
Yeah.
song was released.
Mm-hmm. That was the year. We should have went. Should have, would have, could have.
There's a few years like
But
that.
didn't.
But
this
haven't
Shame.
quite made it there.
Do it now.
So close, but
Yeah.
so far away.
Let's put Liam up to the task.
Yeah,
How's
Liam,
that?
it's
Let's do
your
it. Come on,
Liam,
Liam.
you got to win it for this city.
Win it.
We've experienced 31 great years. Well, not all were great, but we're heading into year
We've
32.
experienced 31 years.
Exactly, 31 years with a few playoff teams in there. All right, so yeah, Peter Strigger, who does a great job. By the way, I feel bad for everybody who's been laid off by ESPN/NFL Network. Tom Pelissero, I thought, did a phenomenal job. I was
Ryan
surprised
Clark,
to
we've
see
had him on this show before.
Absolutely, yeah. There were several that you saw the names, Carl Ravitch, and it just the way that it all happened seemed a little odd timing wise. But like I said, I think of all those people because we all know it's such a privilege to work in this industry, and it doesn't last forever. That's for sure. All right, so Peter Strigger Hour had Liam Coen on earlier this week. I think either yesterday or the day before. And here's Liam on the rumors of Travis Hunter only playing on one side of the ball.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like we saw flashes at wide receiver. So when I see reports that he's moving solely to corner, I'm like, well, Liam's still the head coach. Grant's still the offensive coordinator. I would be surprised if they just are going to completely abandon their plan from a year ago.
No. Yeah, we're not doing that. I mean, look, we'll have to figure out what the exact balance of it all is. And, but he can do it. He will do it. And, I'm very excited to see what he adds to our football team this year.
Yeah, I think he basically laughed at the
Yeah, he's
idea
what are we
that
doing?
Travis Hunter's only going to play on one side of the ball.
Yeah, it's also people don't pay attention. Like they see there was never anybody saying he wasn't playing offense at all. The reports that came out was he was going to play less offense and more defense because the Jaguars need a corner more than they do a wide receiver. And people saw that and just ran away with it and was like, oh no, they drafted a guy that they said was going to change the game and play both sides, and now they're not going to use it. And I'm like, no, that's not what was ever said in any conversation. Cam Wolf, going back to Cam Wolf's reports way back when he was one of the first ones that said that, made that report that, okay, yes, he's going to play more defense because that is more of the need, it feels like. Granted, that was even pre-draft, so you don't know what the draft was going to look like. But even post-draft, you'd probably say the same thing. You need him more in the secondary than you need him in the offense. That could switch throughout the year very easily too. Injuries come, struggles come, however that looks. Game to game, it may look different, and we've talked about that before. It's just funny how people take one probably byline, don't open the article and run away with it and think that Travis all of a sudden was only going to be a corner and never catch a pass.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean, the national pundits would love to jump on. Oh, see, you said he was going to change the game. No, look, he is, in my opinion, a better corner than wideout. But that's just because he hasn't had the time to work on being a wideout, running the routes and all of that. He's a dynamic playmaker, so you're going to figure out how to get the ball in his hands. But he is a top-of-the-line corner, and you can't deny that. You cannot deny he could be top 3, top 2 corner in the entire league, and then sprinkle him in on offense. You should do that anyway. I mean, they did it with Dion. It's a big deal. You know what I mean? I think it's how much is he going to play on offense or defense. I would imagine he's going to play full time on defense. I mean, who?
Why wouldn't you?
Who's going to be?
Yeah.
Who
Who's
takes his
beating
place?
Travis Hunter out?
Well, but
to
who
be the-
takes his? Who would it be? I mean, Jari can play corner. I'm not
Yeah.
saying he can't, but Travis he's special at that.
Yeah,
You know,
if
he's
he had
special at
played
that.
corner against the Bills, I think the Jags win. Like if he was still healthy at that point in time. And I'm not going to say that his injury came because he was practicing on both sides of the ball.
But here's the thing. So let's say he never gets hurt.
Okay.
Well, the London game, he showed he's an offensive weapon, so
Right.
he's
Yeah.
probably going to do
So
more
what does
offense.
that look like?
You know what I mean? He's not even. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they're probably like, well, look at that. Let's bottle that up. But then,
What if
do
you
you
had-
go get Jacoby?
Right. But
You
what if
probably
you had
don't.
played him against Jackson Smith and Jigba 1-on-1 all game?
No, I agree with you.
Like
yeah.
what then
That's where I think.
then
he's
does the Rams
best.
game not happen with him busting onto the scene as a receiver because
Yeah.
they say, you know what? No, now you're going to track, and Puka didn't play in that game, but you're going to track Devontae Adams,
Yeah.
Travis
Mhm.
Hunter,
Yeah.
one-on-one with Devontae.
No, right,
Go
right.
travel with
Yeah,
him.
Puka didn't even play that game.
No, he didn't. And it was still
it was rough.
bloodletting.
Yeah, and I think too. I mean, we talked about it a lot in the sense of the team, especially offensively, got better after the first half. Other than the run regressed, but everything else you felt like got better. And so I do think that there was moments where they were trying to force certain things with Travis Hunter and they didn't quite know how to make it work yet. So I think that's part of it too. It was a learning process for everybody in that sense. And Liam Coen spoke on that really early last year in OTAs. It's like we're all figuring this out together of how to practice him on both sides of the ball, how to play him on both sides of the ball. It's going to be kind of this evolution of how we're going to be able to use Travis Hunter. And I still think that continues in a sense because I don't think you can ever say we're going to play him this amount of snaps here and this amount of snaps here. That's just not going to work. But you do now at least have a half a season of going back and looking at that and being like, what worked when he was on the field in these certain situations and how do we adjust that to the weapons we have? Because you didn't have Jacoby at that time.
Right.
So that switches things up a little bit offensively. Defensively, there was a lot of injuries going on in general. So how much does that change how you approach this? You made the corner change when it comes to Newsome and
Campbell.
Tyson Campbell. And so does that change how you approach certain moments? So there's so many things now that you have a little glimpse of how to start, like the base of it. And now you work from that. I still think it's a little bit of a learning process, but at least you have the foundation and Travis is more comfortable in what is, the playbook and all of the scheme and stuff that Coach
And they
Camp has.
expanded that walkthrough room so Travis can take those mental reps, but like physically take the mental reps.
Well, you got to think like on offense, where does he fit? And I know you say it doesn't matter, you just get him the ball, and I agree with that. But where do you fit him amongst the other three? You know what I mean? And if you're going,
where do you
12,
take
13,
away from?
Yeah. Is he most similar
like-
to Brian Thomas Jr.? Because he's got the speed. He doesn't have the size, but he's got the speed.
Yeah, I think he's more of an X than a Z, I guess. You know.
So yeah, maybe it's
slot, but you can move him all
Tyreek
over.
just run fast and get down there. And
You
get
just
up.
wonder if, let's say, things start off rocky once again, and that's not what I'm expecting or predicting.
Yeah.
But if things don't go according to plan with Brian Thomas Jr. early, do they start to give some of those snaps to Travis Hunter? Just
if
see
there's
what
drop
the offense,
issues, do you throw him in there and get
Correct. Just see what the
Let's
offense
not put
looks
that
like.
back
I know.
into it.
And I'm Brian
I
Thomas
know,
Jr.'s biggest
I know.
supporter.
Back it
so
up,
you know
Terry.
it's not coming from me. One comment from the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. The new guitarist for the Smashing Pumpkins is Kiki Wong. So there you have it. We'll let you hear
Awesome.
from Liam on Parker, Washington when we return. Don't go anywhere. Helmets and Heels. 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Now, Studio Talk with Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
The captain of the ship is giving orders. My ship makes me captain.
The Drill.
They be my charts. That makes you shotman.
Mornings
Stow it!
on 1010XL.
Tommy Mac here for Duval Glass and Mirror. You don't have to remodel your entire home to make a big impression. Sometimes all it takes is a beautiful frameless shower, a custom-cut mirror, or just replacing that fogged, cracked, or outdated glass that's been bothering you for years. Jacksonville homeowners trust Duval Glass and Mirror for expert craftsmanship, honest service, and flawless results. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote today. There's only one name for glass and mirror. It's Duval.
Celebrate the month of July with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129 and take $75 off air duct cleaning as well. Hickett here. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Take advantage of the savings.
Hey, Tom McManus here for Armstrong Fence Company, a locally owned First Coast business for nearly 20 years. Hurricane season is here, so don't wait for that first storm warning. Your fence is your first line of defense. Loose boards, weak posts, or damage can turn into big problems in those high winds. Armstrong Fence Company handles repairs and builds from stadiums to your own backyard. Get a pre-storm fence check today. Call Armstrong Fence Company or search online. Armstrong Fence Company. Yeah, we did the fence.
Keep an eye and an ear out for Johnny O.
I'm listening.
Catch the man who knows Jacksonville football, John Osher.
Are you sure?
Weekdays on 1010XL. Served up by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
This is Patrick Malarkey. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist did a PRP treatment on my knee, which was absolutely painless, and now I feel fantastic.
David Garrard here, and PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist is still working well for me. When I needed professional orthopedic care, I chose Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. My knees thank me every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
College football fans, I'm Greg McGarity, President and CEO of the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl. Don't miss your last chance to watch college football in Jacksonville before the stadium is renovated. The SEC and ACC face off in Everbank Stadium for this year's TaxSlayer Gator Bowl Wednesday, December 30th at 11:30 a.m. A perfect buy for family stocking stuffers. Act now and get a sizzling summer special of 4 tickets for $100 at TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com. TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. ET here, and it's bigger game days and UFC fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that's always coming through in the clutch every day, from lunch to late at night? Only at Twin Peaks, your #1 sports bar.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation? From a real person? Good luck. That is what's so nice about Mike Merritt's Heating and Air. Unlike publicly traded conglomerates with headquarters in faraway cities, Mike Merritt's Heating and Air remains family-owned and operated by Mike, your neighbor. Mike Merritt has delivered hometown service, integrity, and pricing for generations. The big guys incentivize their techs to sell you new equipment. Mike's team emphasizes repair first. We only sell you equipment if your current equipment is worn out and beyond repair. And let's be honest about price. Small operations without much overhead can sometimes lowball your job, but you can't trust just anyone with a truck. They may be here today and gone tomorrow. Mike Merritt has been keeping North Florida cool for more than 3 decades. That's experience and dedication you can count on. Call today or see us on the web.
Florida license number CAC 050384.
Kicking here, or maybe you should call me Dreamfinders Danny. Look what Dreamfinders is doing again, an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down the rate and get in the game. You heard me right, a 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Bob Seger for you. Bob Seger don't get enough love, I don't think. That's why I picked this one.
Seger.
I do too, and it's a great tune. Rambling, gambling, man.
One of my songs yesterday was supposed to be the famous final scene by Bob Seger, and it was corrupted in the system.
Oh, no kidding.
That's sad. Well, y'all were on the same wavelength.
Yeah,
when it
we
comes
relived it today. There you go.
I don't
Bob
always
for it.
love the live versions of songs, but certain ones, like Hotel California, I feel like in my head, the live version plays when I hear it.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, but that one live's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob's good against the wind.
There's
Come
some
on,
good Garth
one.
Brooks live ones, too.
Yeah. I can't stand it when you hear them live and they sound different than the song. You're like, hey, what happened to the song?
Like, this
They
isn't
don't
the
sound
same.
the same.
Yeah. I like when they sound even better than you hear
then
on
it's,
the radio. Then you're like, this is why I go to concerts, is to live in the
You know
moment.
who's like U2 was like that. Like Bono's voice was unbelievable.
Yeah.
What am I thinking of? Eddie Vedder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I saw him in the arena in 2005, maybe something.
Nice.
He was just unbelievable. That's when you walk away like, holy cow. Like, AC/DC, seeing them live, you're like, wow, that blew my head off. Now, granted, I was fifth row and right underneath this bunch
so your
of
head was actually blown off.
Oh, yeah, totally. We were flying high, having a good time that night. Let me tell you, we spent the night. That
I've
was
left
good.
many with my ears just like, okay, I'm gonna be deaf
Ringing.
tomorrow.
Uh-huh. Yeah, music will move you.
Yeah. It will,
That's for
especially
sure.
if you're at a venue with good acoustics.
Mhm.
There are some
Yeah.
that
No, right.
Yeah.
you're like, you leave and you're like, I feel like
Yeah.
they didn't sound as good, but I don't know if it's their fault
Yeah,
or
Right.
if it's
that's
Or
honestly
it's
why I
the
love the amp
sound
because the
guy.
amp sound, the acoustics at
Oh,
the
yeah.
St. Augustine Amphitheater,
Yep.
so good.
Mm-hmm.
for sure. All right, time now to head into Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lauren's Lane. Opened up by Closets by Design. Imagine your home totally organized.
Just a couple things today in Lauren's Lane. One, we've been keeping an eye on the U.S. Junior Amateur when it comes to the golf. Miles Russell from Jacksonville Beach is currently tied through 7. They already played this morning in the round of 32. Now they're in the round of 16.
All right.
So second round of golf for them. And then so he's tied through 7 with a guy named Reed Arnaldo, who is from California. And then Tyler Mahine from Fleming Island. He's tied through 5 with Lewis Klein, who's from Czechia. So come on, boys from the First Coast. Go ahead and keep on trucking in advance.
That's right.
To tomorrow. And then, yeah, it's going to be fun to keep an eye on that. And then the NFL Flag Championships kicked off this morning at 9 a.m. in Westfield, Indiana. 11 teams will represent the Jacksonville Jaguars. Last year, as we know, the 14U boys elite team for the Jaguars won it all. And earlier today, they have already won their second straight game. So they, plus the girls elite teams so far, are 4-2 on the day, as I checked earlier.
All
but you can
right.
follow along with the Jaguars on social, also Jaguars PR. They'll give you updates all week long. And so come on, Jaguars elite.
Let's
we
go,
need another
Jaguars.
Let's go.
championship.
Why
yeah.
not?
I saw the NFL yesterday, I think, posted a clip of Bryson Wright and one of his insane catches from last year
Yeah,
in the
right.
Flag
Yeah,
Championship.
yeah.
That's always cool.
The one-handed
Exactly.
or whatever
yeah.
that was. That was
Oh, yeah.
insane.
One hand and
He
four
had a
short.
couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did. It was very, very, very impressive. All right, back to the Jacksonville Jaguars we go. Liam Coen was asked about, of course, the guy we talk so much about. Haven't quite gotten his contract yet, but that would be one Parker Washington.
He's tough. He's compact. He's a really good punt returner. And he's almost built like a running back in his lower half. So his run after catch is something that we really appreciate as coaches, and we can't teach that really, right? Like we can't coach them always to be special when the ball's in their hands. And so that's something Parker has, and him and Trevor have continued to just build a connection, a relationship on and off the field. I mean, Parker Washington's the first guy in our building.
Is that right?
5 a.m., 5:30, he is in the weight room working on himself, on his body, on his mind. He trains both, mentally and physically. Like he really gets it. He pours into himself and into his body and knows how to try to take care of himself as a pro. 6th-round pick, man, he's continued to ascend ever since we got here.
My favorite part is when Liam said, built like a running back in his lower half, and you can hear Trigger go,
Yeah. Well, he knows what it means. Yeah, right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Powerful.
And we see that obviously every day at practice. But yeah, first one in the building, I don't think that surprises anyone.
Yeah.
When your slogan is tattooed on yourself, but also it's been your lifeline basically is chop wood, carry water. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're dedicated.
Yeah, and I think one of the things when he talked about he's just continued to ascend, we talked about that a few weeks ago when we were talking about his contract and what to expect and what we think he deserves on his contract, what the Jags may think, what other teams may think. And that was my main argument in the sense of every single year you've seen you've seen Parker Washington get better. And I think that's talking about yardage, that's talking about catches, that's talking about catch percentage, that's talking about touchdowns, every single statistical category you can come up with. You've seen Parker grow from year to year, and that's with multiple offensive coordinators and multiple offenses, and you've got the same quarterback, so that's good because some wide receivers don't have that where you're talking about being able to have the consistency in a QB. But I think that's something that teams are going to look at. They're going to be like, this kid's has had 3 seasons, and every single season he's gotten better. And you talk about the things he can do after catch. You talk about his hands, and he doesn't drop the ball often.
Mm-hmm.
He had a few early last year, and then you virtually saw none from Parker Washington, especially in the big moments. And so those are all things that teams watch, and that's why I think sometimes I don't want to underestimate or undervalue what Parker Washington is just because you're like, well, he only had X amount of yards last year, because I think you can't always directly value what a player is just by their box score. And so I do think when you're talking about him, you'd expect that next jump, and maybe it doesn't directly correlate to having 1,400 yards because of how this offense may be built. You might not have the opportunity to do that, but what you value all of the other things that Parker Washington does really well, and the work ethic side is obviously a big piece of that.
And the contract is a projection, right?
Yeah.
The contract extension is what he's going to do for you in the next 3 or 4 years.
I tell you, take or put aside his production for just a second. Every year at camp, he's gotten faster, quicker, and that only comes from working out. And that comes from getting your legs stronger. That comes from actually running a lot, working on your cuts. Because I remember his first year, you're just like, yeah, he looks all right. Wasn't like, wow. It wasn't like now where you're like, man, look at him now, right? And then the next year, you're like, that kid's gotten a little shiftier. You know what I mean? Like he looks a little shiftier this year. Looks a little bit better this year. Started making plays, the punt returns, and then getting some time on and then this third year, you're like, this kid is, man.
He's a stud.
Yeah, he's a stud. He's quick. He's fast. He's, catching everything. We know he can punt return. He's been working on his lower half. You can tell it's gotten bigger and thicker, and that's where you get all your power from, So I'm not surprised he's one of the first one in because, a lot of times, I don't know, working out by yourself is very powerful, especially early. You know what I mean? Especially in your facility.
And the coaches always mention that kind of stuff. He's the first one in the building. He's the last one to leave. Like that is taken. I mean, coaches are always there before the first player, or no?
Yeah.
There's going to be coaches there before 5 a.m.
Normally.
So they're going to be able to take note of the players.
Or they come at this, they see the
time
cars
where they work out together. I saw, by the way, in looking through some of these Liam Coen comments on X, there are a lot of non-Jaguars fans that kept mentioning Ozempic. Like, coach, chill on the Ozempic. I'm like, it's okay for someone to lose weight,
not with a shot or pill.
Right. And if it was like that, that's fine too. But he obviously is much leaner and stronger. So he's also been in the weight rooms. But I just found it hilarious because people are a little jealous of what happened in Jacksonville, and people are jealous of what happened in Chicago. And so they're just going to cling to anything to insult someone with.
Yeah. I think one of the things, Tommy, that you just said too, when it comes to Parker, and one of the things that has made him shine even more is the opportunity he's gotten, he's always taken advantage of. And I think that's a big thing. He didn't come in here being like, here, he's going to be a wide receiver 1, 2, or 3. It was always kind of like someone gets injured and Parker comes in and he has a big game. And even going back to the end of 2024, when you were talking about Evan Ingram gets hurt, Gabe Davis is doo-doo. And so you're talking about BT started flashing and you saw those moments. But that year, Parker had 390 yards, and the majority of all those yards came in that final stretch of games when he had to step up and be that player. You saw it this last year too, when BT wasn't really playing the way that people thought he was going to come in here and play, and Travis Hunter gets hurt, Brenton Strange gets hurt. All of a sudden Parker comes in and he steps up into this role that when you really need him. And so that's part of it too, is it's not like he's being thrown into this offense. In previous years, I think this year will be different. I think they're going to have, not saying he's the focal point, because I don't know if there's any one person that this offense is going to run through, and Liam Cohen's kind of said that, but I do think that they're going to have games where this is a Parker Washington game, because his skill set matches perfectly with what he can do against some of those defenses.
And I think with Parker too, it's like, perfect storyline of you train like you're starting. You train
and you know the playbook like you're starting.
Everything. Yeah, that's the whole thing, mental, physical, all of it. That's your mindset, because when those opportunities pop, and they pop whenever, you never know when they're going to pop. And if you don't do the job, they start immediately thinking, I got to find somebody that will. It's that quick. Now, they may not let you. I'm not saying they're going to let you go right then.
Yeah.
But if you don't impress right away, they're going, oh, man, I thought he was going to be. And then they're writing down their thing, you know, and we need to look somewhere else and maybe give him another chance, you know, but when you have those opportunities and you shine like he has, then you're like, oh, look at this guy. Like, he's been working, man. You can tell he's ready. Now let's get him more opportunities. You
And
know,
after last year's training camp, I feel like part of the regret potentially with the coaching staff, the offensive coaching staff, is we should have known Parker was this good. We should have featured him in the offense more earlier in the season.
De'Ami Brown, they thought was going to be something.
Right. But Parker looked, De'Ami looked great too.
No, I know.
But Parker at this point has shown them, like, I will catch every ball from my way.
He's been with Trevor for multiple years.
Yeah, but during camp last year, De'Ami and Trev were like, we thought they were going to be a great duo.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But the next one that looked really good was Parker.
Yeah,
for sure.
I say that. Yeah.
All right, golden moment on the other side. I also want to let you hear Liam Coen on Bashal Tutin, maybe the most interesting comment he had with Peter Schrager. So don't go anywhere. Keep it right here. Helmets and Heels, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
From Duval to the world,
all communication lines are clear.
Download the 1010XL apps for free on Apple and Android devices and listen wherever life takes you.
Ace Carline here for Atlantic Infinity, and yes, I'm still loving my new QX60. Right now, you can lease one or lock in just 1.9% financing for 60 months, and every new Infinity comes with the Atlantic Infinity Promise. That's over $7,000 in added value. That's one of many reasons why I bought mine there. No pressure, no games, just a great experience. Make your next ride an Infinity from Atlantic Infinity. Visit AtlanticInfinity.com or the showroom near Atlantic and St. John's Bluff.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hey, I'll be home in about 10 minutes. Actually, make it 8.
Hey, Mom. Yep, I'm walking home now. Mom, I'm trying to cross, but I don't think this driver sees me. No, they're driving too fast. Mom!
Speeding catches up with you. Early, on time, a little late, just get there safely. A message from the Florida Department of Transportation's Target Zero initiative.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning, then deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
You may not be able to control the air you breathe on the outside, but you certainly can on the inside of your home. Just call Florida Home AC and ask about the Remy Halo. It's the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Clayton, let's talk about diamond cutting. How is the diamond price affected by the way it is cut?
Frank, that's probably the most important question asked about diamonds, because the trade-off between a diamond cut for maximum beauty and one that's not is the diamond's carat weight. You see, diamond cutters buy rough diamonds based on quality and weight. So as they cut the rough diamond, everything cut away affects profits. However, there's specific known cutting parameters, and each deviation from these means they have a heavier, less beautiful diamond. Unfortunately, a customer can't detect all those cutting imperfections. They need expert help about a diamond's cut grade. You see, for any round diamond of a particular color, clarity, and carat weight, there are as many as 10 different prices that can vary by as much as 50%. At Underwoods, we look specifically at how a diamond's cut before we look at anything else, because it's the most important factor when it comes to a diamond's beauty, and to us, whether it should carry the Underwood name or not.
Hey, Googans, Hicken here. You want to win wings from Mr. Chubby's or tacos from Taco Lou? How about some chocolate from Peterbook? All we need you to do is tell us more about you by filling out the 1010 listener survey at 1010XL.com. What kind of vehicles do you drive? Are you a business owner? What part of 1010XL do you like the most? We want to get to know you better so we can serve you better. Go to 1010XL.com, fill out the survey, and you could be a winner.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
What have we done with innocence? It disappeared with time, it never made much sense.
All right, little Foo Fighters for you. Monkey Wrench. Why'd I pick this song? Because the middle montage is my favorite. I won't repeat it because I can't, but just listen when you get a chance. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
I be your Monkey Wrench.
I figured that you would have some Foo Fighters in your playlist.
Did you really?
Yeah. But there were so many different ways you could go. I wasn't 100% sure to guess on any of them, but yeah, I feel like, I mean, you always reference Chris Cornell as probably your favorite singer. And then, yeah, you like Foo Fighters a lot.
I like Foo Fighters, yeah. Absolutely. Dave
I love
Grohl.
Dave Grohl. He's he's one of my favorite
It's wild
musicians.
that he was Nirvana's drummer.
Yeah, a drummer of Nirvana, then starting like a frontman guitarist of a band too. That's just like gets just as big.
Yeah.
Probably not, maybe not as much as Nirvana, but battles it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We learned in the last few minutes, Kiki Wong, I told y'all that was the Smashing Pumpkins guitarist. We learned that she's a female.
Yeah.
And
I did not know,
badass
and it's super cool. I went and looked. So I guess she had competed with 10,000 different applicants for that Smashing Pumpkins guitarist job, and she won it. So I was like, heard she's
Find yourself a woman that can play guitar.
She started playing the piano, which I feel like a lot of girls start with that musically or instrumentally. And then her dad played guitar, but eventually one day just put it away in the closet. And she was like, wait a minute. Let me
try
that.
this.
So
Yeah,
cool.
some people are certainly meant for it. That's for sure. All right, the golden moment today is going to be hearing from Liam Coen. Obviously, we'll get to hear a lot from him starting next week and the weeks after. But the last few weeks, we haven't heard a lot from him. But he did join Peter Schrager on Schrager Hour and was asked about Bashal Tutin.
People don't know a lot about Tutin, but he's going to have a big role in the offense, obviously. What do we need to know about him?
Yeah, Tutin, I thought, had a really good spring. Year one coming from Virginia Tech, and really it was North Carolina Central to Virginia Tech. And, man, so he had a little bit of a learning curve with the protections and a lot of the things that comes with playing running back as a rookie. You look at the playoff game against Buffalo, you look at some of the other games down in the red zone, he does a great job of finding the end zone. He does. And his yards after contact and rushing yards, man, when he can get going and get downhill, I mean, he was 4.28 coming out. Yeah. So he can fly. Now it's more so he was so conscientious about ball security last year and doing right. Okay, now, Tutin, you got it. You understand it more. Now just go be you. Go do what got you here. Go be special. That's who you are. And we're definitely expecting Tutin to have a big year for us.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's the same as telling Trevor to let it rip. You know, when you stop thinking and start playing, you're going to play at a much higher level.
Yeah.
He's shown he's got the goods. He's just got to show that he can do it, consistently. You know, and if it's not him, it's got to be somebody in that room.
Yeah.
That steps up. I mean, think about what we were talking about last year. You had Tank, you had ETN. You know, it's kind of like who's going to take the job, and ETN took it.
Yeah. And I feel like LeQuint's somewhere in Jacksonville.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Guys, I might end up being RB1. Just wait and see.
Yeah. Honestly, even like Jamari Taylor and some of the things we've seen out of him, all those guys, I think believe they have a shot because I do feel like this isn't a room where there's some veteran that's been here for multiple years that has solidified his role. It seems pretty open. If you're one of the running backs in this room, you have to feel like you have a shot to be one of those, that top guy, if not the top two, one of those top two guys. And so, I mean, it was funny. He goes, if you look at that Buffalo game, I'm like, yeah, we didn't give him the ball again for the whole second half. But I think that's what is going to be, we've talked a lot about this, the linebackers and the running backs, but I do think that's going to be one of the the cool parts about camp this year, because you do have true battles on those two positions.
Yep.
And and you kind of, I guess, had that in both of those last year too, because Devin Lloyd was fighting, or was he going to start, and you still had the running backs competing. So now you have it again this year, but there are pieces that you've kind of seen in glimpses now that you do like, and do those run away with it at a certain point, or is it a battle to the end until, going into week one where we don't know, like kind of how it was with the offensive line last year?
Yeah, that's why I think a little bit more physical camp will help bear that out even better, because it's a physical position, linebacker and running back, because it's not, not like you're going to go full speed. I don't mean that, but more thud, seeing if they can break through the thud,
Let those
sometimes.
pads pop.
Let Donovan Darius thud, man. That's almost like a tackle. I'm just saying, like, it's not a tackle to the ground, but it's a hit, and how do you, sometimes when guys thud, they'll hit and wrap and not let you go.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they'll just hit and you bounce off and take, you got to see what they can do. I would want to, see a little bit more without anybody getting hurt. So you got to be careful. And you are going to get a lot with the joint.
Yeah.
The joint. So, but you'll get some of that. But that's not till mid to late August, right? So, you start hitting them, the 3rd or the 2nd, something like that. I think it's Monday. Is that true? Did you guys hear that?
I didn't, but I usually
My friend
learn
Taz
that.
in the weight room today. He's like,
Okay.
man, they start hitting August 3rd. I'm like, all right, great.
I usually
Awesome.
learn
I
that
can't
once
wait.
we get out there. So like on Wednesday of next week, usually that's when we start to hear about the schedule. But yeah, it's
I don't know
possible.
how else you tell. Look, running back breaks through the middle, then takes it to the house. Well, you don't know if anybody could hit him at the line if nobody's hitting him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Two-hand touch don't mean nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of times we do that. We get go up there and you're like, oh, I would have had him. But you don't know if you really would have had him because you're not hitting him.
Yeah.
The 5th
You know?
practice is Monday the 3rd.
Okay.
Practice number 5 because
Number
they're
5.
off Saturday.
Okay.
But they Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Sunday, and then Monday.
Okay.
So if you have to have 5 before that, then it would be Tuesday the 4th. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it's fairly soon.
Yeah.
It's just going to, on the 3rd or 4th practice without pads, that's
We're
going
gonna
to
be like, okay, put the pads on.
Yeah.
So that's Sunday. I'm going to go to practice, and then I got Dad Bods at Monkey's Uncle. What a great Sunday.
That's right. That is
Come
a
on.
perfect Sunday.
I like it. Wrapping up the birthday weekend. It's going to be great.
It's going to be about 14 shirts that day.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, one more here from Liam
I
Coen.
just snorted.
That's allowed. Everything's allowed. One more here from Liam Coen on the we above me mentality for this football team.
As a competitor, you have to balance. You just it's a hard balance, but when you care about winning more than yourself, that's usually what it's about. And everything we're about here is we above me.
Yeah. I wish they had that in 2018, like we were talking yesterday.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
we above me.
But we need to have that, and he's right. He's right, and that doesn't mean, hey, don't try to go be, all pro. I
Your
want
best,
you to,
yeah.
Don't try to get all
You
the
can have
money
your personal
can.
goals
Yeah,
and have team
it
goals
all.
at the same time. Yeah.
Just don't have them above the team goals.
Yeah.
We got, and here's the thing. I always felt, you win, you're gonna get. Everyone gets what they want.
Mhm.
I mean, when you win, even the backups get car deals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a trickle down effect.
Greg Newsome still has a car deal.
I know. Yeah, they might want to change that. I don't know. But yeah,
Really
I mean,
made his mark.
everybody wins when you win.
Yeah.
That's really the whole gist of it all.
Like, I feel like, and not to knock A.J. Brown, because we don't know A.J. Brown on a personal basis. He's never played for the Jags. He obviously used to play for the Titans. But everyone mocks him because of the book reading and then after they won the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
well, it wasn't a good enough game for me, that kind of stuff. There are several, I'm sure, players in the NFL that would not be happy if their team won it all, but they didn't have the
Didn't
stats
contribute to
that
it,
they
yeah.
wanted. I'm sure there are those players. I just don't think that the majority of them are on this roster.
Well, I always felt like if you lose, not publicly, but inside, okay? So if we lost the game, but I know I played really well,
right?
I feel good about playing well. I don't feel good about losing.
Right.
But I do feel good about playing well. Like, I feel like, all right, I did my part.
But Victory Monday is way better than
Without a doubt.
what your stats
But
look
the other way, when we won and I didn't play well,
Yeah.
I didn't feel that great. I was happy we won,
Sure.
obviously, but I also know I got to watch that damn film, and I didn't really play that well.
Right. So the best is obviously both.
What's that? The best? Yeah,
yeah.
you play great and great, great
Unless
wins.
unless you don't take a snap and then you don't have bad film, but your team won.
Right, like backup
Yeah.
quarterbacks.
Correct. You
Yeah.
got the game check.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to get hit at all.
Right,
Must
exactly.
be nice.
Yeah, I remember it reminds me a little bit of the Bears Super Bowl and the drama of Walter Payton not getting a touchdown in that. And it was a big thing. Like, people were like, you gave the ball to Refrigerator Perry instead, and he carried you the entire season, as in Walter Payton, and you didn't let him get a touchdown in the biggest game of his career. And I remember that was a big thing. And you could tell that you go back and you watch that game, and Walter was devastated. He was sitting there. They're about to win the Super Bowl, and he was sitting there like, man, like, I should have gotten it. Yeah. So that, I do think it's okay, in my opinion, to be upset if you feel like you weren't maybe a part of something or you didn't play your best in that game. I think that is because everybody's they're competitors at this level, at almost every level of football, but especially the NFL. And so you have this extra edge in that. And like winning's great and the team stuff is great, but also you have your own personal goals and you have your own things in your mind that you come in and say,
like, score a touchdown in the Super Bowl. They're doing commercials about it. I would have been on the, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what Liam's saying, that balance. It's a tough balance. Like, we all want to play great, but we got to have the team win. And I know you don't, when you don't and we win, I know you feel, but, in the defense of that whole Walter, like, but Walter, you helped us get here.
Yeah. We're not here without you.
Yeah. And then he's like, well, then even more so.
I need a touchdown.
I should have gotten a touchdown.
But also, that applies to the head coach. There are games that maybe the Jags won last year where Liam looks back and says, I didn't do
that. Wasn't my best game.
Yeah, my best play calling job. Or Coach Camp. They still won because they had the better team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. One segment to go here on Helmets and Heels, 10 to XL 92.5 FM.
I'm Alan Tyre with Trustline Mortgage. My business partners Bill Pappas and Ken Rimley want to thank all of our clients, CPAs, attorneys, bankers, and real estate agents who refer us business every day. If you're ready to purchase, build, or refinance your home, call Trustline Mortgage, your hometown mortgage source since 1989. Call us today at 904-381-LOAN, TrustlineMortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trustline Mortgage.
Trustline Mortgage, NMLS, 331480. Alan Tyre, NMLS, 246490. Bill Pappas, NMLS, 218443. Ken Rimley, NMLS, 246445.
Frank Frangie here. 0% financing is back at Nimnick Chevrolet, but don't expect it to last. This is one of Chevrolet's most popular offers, and right now, qualified buyers can get 0% financing for 60 months on select Chevy Silverado 1500 trucks and Chevy Equinox SUVs. Take it from me, I know it. Nimnick is the best place to get cars and trucks. They treat you right. Visit nimnickchevy.com or head to Nimnick today. Where do you get the best prices and the best financing? That's easy. Nobody but Nimnick.
Northeast Florida's highest-rated residential home electrical contractor is American Electrical, providing unsurpassed quality in Duval, St. Johns, Clay, and Nassau counties. No matter your electrical problem or project, large or small, American Electrical will get it done at a price that's right. High-quality electrician, that's who they are. Trusted company that's been on the First Coast for decades, proudly serving the community while being a big part of the community. Call American Electrical for all your electric needs at 737-7770. Wired right at a fair price.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, the Checkmate King.
The two most important factors behind a great garage floor coating are the preparation and the application.
So we prepare every floor with high-performance diamond grinding pads. But just ugly diamonds, right, Brendan? If we find any nice ones, I could use some crown jewels.
Sorry, Chester. Our special grinding pads use diamonds that are too ugly for jewelry.
But they create the perfect surface to bind with our multi-layer polymer coating for years of durable performance.
You'll have to pick out jewelry on your own time, Your Highness.
The term is Your Majesty, Brendan, but I'll let it go this time.
Perfect preparation?
Check. Expert application?
Check. A gorgeous new floor that sparkles like a diamond in your garage? Checkmate!
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
How wide is home plate in baseball?
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The home plate in baseball is a generous 17 inches wide, although most major league pitchers would think otherwise.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Yeah, I know how awful it is to get injured, but not like my friend Tom, who got rear-ended last year. Tom McManus here. Morgan & Morgan can help you. They're the largest personal injury law firm in the nation. 1,000 lawyers, 100 offices across the nation, and over $30 billion recovered. And guess what? They don't get a single penny unless you do. A proven track record with backup. Hard to find these days, but not with Morgan & Morgan. For the people, that's right. Get injured due to someone's neglect, get paid. Dial Pound Law or check out forthepeople.com.
I'm with Sullivan from Cycles of Jacksonville and Sullivan. You love the beach and you love to ride, so tell everybody what Honda's got cooking right now.
Yes, definitely. Here at Cycles of Jacksonville, we have a full line, Hondas, Vespas, Triumphs, everything you can think of just to ride to the beach. It's going to be the best summer ever when you hop on that ride this year.
And so if you head to the showroom first, you're going to see all sorts of examples of what they can enjoy.
Exactly. Come see us at the showroom, Atlantic Boulevard. We're ready to see you there.
You can log on, check out their Facebook page or cyclesofjacksonville.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
So my fellow
Guess
Leo,
again. Guess who it is?
have you enjoyed being in control today?
Of this music.
Of the music.
Yeah, music's fun.
It is,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, this is our man, Chris Cornell, once again.
You had a theme today.
It's a great tune. It's a great tune. But, yeah, with Audio Slave, once again. I don't remember the
Do you
damn
like
title.
one better than the other? Audio Slave, Soundgarden?
I like them both.
Yeah.
I like Soundgarden a ton. But just Chris Cornell, whatever he's singing is cool by me. But Audio Slave was bad to the bone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you had Slash on guitar.
Mm-hmm.
You had him. What's the name? What's the title
Jared's
of that
got
one?
it.
Can you give it to me?
Gasoline.
Yeah, Gasoline.
Gasoline.
Yeah, burning like gasoline, baby.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good one. Good one. Yeah, it's been
Great
fun.
job today. It is fun.
You know?
I love curating a playlist for anything.
Yeah.
Like I'll make one for this weekend when we are scalloping.
Yeah,
'Cause I know what everybody likes musically, and so there won't be that much country on it, unfortunately for me, because my dad doesn't love country, but that's okay.
Oh.
He likes older country, but not newer country.
Like 90s country or before that?
No,
country?
like before that.
Okay.
Like Devil went down to Georgia.
Like not
Conway.
quite Conway, but yeah, like a Willie Nelson.
Okay.
Okay.
Like he started to kind of get into that, which shocked
Really
me.
like Willie or just the music like Willie?
Just the music.
The
like
music like Willie. Okay,
Yeah.
just checking. You're out on vacation. You never know.
Sure, absolutely.
Sure.
So yeah, I've told this story many a time. I was
Yeah.
talking to Mark Lamping, the president of the Jaguars, one
Mhm.
day at practice, and I was going to miss one practice, which I almost never miss, but sometimes scalloping gets in the way. And he was like, "So what exactly do you do?" And I told him we snorkel around and we pick up the scallops and put them in our bag, and that's about all she wrote. And on good years, you don't have to even look that hard.
Yeah,
on
they're right
leaner
there.
years,
Yeah.
it's much more of a challenge. But he said, "That sounds like a redneck Easter egg hunt." And I
You're
said,
like,
"You know what,
"Yes."
Mark?
Yeah.
That is exactly what
Yeah,
it is."
yeah.
When I first started
That's
going,
fun.
so my parents took me when I was like a year old, a long time ago. We
Mm-hmm.
went out to Mexico Beach, which is a little farther west. And then they learned over the years that they could go much closer. And
Yeah.
so eventually we started going to Keaton Beach, which is why we have our dog named Keaton
Oh,
after
look at
Keaton
that.
Beach. And
Okay.
then Steenhatchee is a little bit easier
Been
because
there.
there's
Yep.
there's
They're
several
right
more
by
places.
each other, or like really close,
They're
right?
very
Okay.
close. Yeah, probably like 20 minutes
Okay.
away. But Keaton Beach is much more residential. But
Mhm.
unfortunately, due to the recent hurricane, a
Yeah.
lot of those places were demolished. And so
Mhm.
they're rebuilding. We actually haven't been back to Keaton since the hurricane. So I'm hoping this trip will at least take a little ride
take a
through
look
and,
at
and
it,
just
yeah.
check it out.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times, too, the Keaton Beach places they'll require a whole week stay in the month of July. And we
Mhm.
usually go in the month of July and we can't quite do a full week. So that's why it's, like I said, it's easier to stay in Steenhatchee because there's
Yeah.
more options there.
Mhm.
But yeah, super excited.
It'll be fun.
Hopefully the weather
Yeah.
is good. Hopefully I come back with some scallops.
I hope the scallops are just. I've only done it once, but the year we went,
Mm-hmm.
it was like they were sunbathing on their little things. Like, here, pick me. You're like, is that easy? Just go down there and grab it. Throw it.
So it is
Like, it's
interesting.
nothing.
there's grassy areas
Yeah.
and there's sandy areas.
Uh-huh.
And typically you find them in the grassy areas because the shell on top is camouflaged. Underneath the shell is white because the shell's been sitting on sand and so it doesn't have to camouflage itself on the bottom part.
Yeah.
But if you see one flipped
Flip
over,
open, yeah, it's like
you're
a-
like, did someone just drop this
It's like a
one back
diamond.
in?
Yeah, it's
or
wild.
is it dead? Because again, if it's shell up sometimes,
So
that's
what's
a-
the answer?
a case.
Are they
typically,
okay?
no, typically
Grab 'em,
that's
eat
one
'em.
that's already been cleaned and someone dumped
Threw
back
it,
in there.
okay.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's say hello to the Frangie Show.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hayes Carline joins us now, ready for the Frangie Show. All right, Hayes, as you followed SEC Media Days from afar, did you get the vibe that John Summerall knocked everybody's socks off?
Yeah, it certainly seemed that way. You know, I thought Bruce Feldman, who works for The Athletics, covered college football for probably 30 years, written a bunch of books about it. And I've always felt doesn't really, even when Florida has been good, doesn't really like to write positive things about Florida, just historically. So I was stunned when I saw Bruce Feldman had a column on The Athletic basically saying he expects John Summerall to win big, and these were the reasons why. He obviously has a relationship with John, so it doesn't not just because of this one appearance in Tampa, but he's covered him for many years, and it was cool to hear Feldman kind of go through, sharing stories of his experiences with John Summerall. But that resonated because Bruce Feldman doesn't normally. I want to say Feldman is a Canes alum.
I think that's right.
And anyway, just hasn't really ever written, like, if there's a dagger that can be turned and twisted into the Gators, Bruce Feldman's happy to twist it. In my experience.
So you made it if he's saying good stuff.
So the fact that like it came from Feldman, like really, but yeah, it seemed like he was pretty much universally praised. But look. Go to the Plains and lose 24-6,
Yeah.
and
It's all
that all goes away.
It's all
So,
behind
but
us.
yeah, it's good that again we just have to take the baby steps towards the season, and media days is certainly one of those steps. So yeah, it was fun.
We're not taking baby steps towards training camp.
No, it's here. Thank goodness. So we'll certainly get into that coming up on the Frangie Show. Frank will review his experience at SEC Media Days, and Lee Smith will join us to talk golf, the executive director of the Players Championship. Do that at 4:15, and then Pete Prisco will join us to talk Jags and NFL at 5:15.
All right, sounds good.
All right,
thank you so much.
Thanks.
We shall be listening.
We have a quick note real quick.
Yes.
So Nick Scorton unfortunately did suffer a torn ACL. So out for the season.
That's miserable for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. First practice today. And
Yeah.
also, we didn't get to it, but your Blackhawks.
Yeah, Patrick Kane. Kaner's back. Don't call it a comeback. It's crazy. It's honestly just this like circle of life that has. I didn't think it was going to happen. It was between Buffalo and Chicago, and obviously he spent a lot of his career in Chicago. Won 3 Stanley Cups in Chicago, but he's from Buffalo, so it was kind of like that. Where does he want to end? To Chicago. So hopefully there's a lot
Go
of
win
jokes
another
going around
title.
that ever since there's been the Chicago Pope, like the Cubs are good
Right.
again, the White Sox are
Oh,
good, the Bears win
yeah,
their first
St.
playoff
Leo.
game. Kaner comes back to the Blackhawks, so it's
Leo.
kind of crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
Saint.
Pope Leo up
Yeah.
there. Whatever he's doing.
Quick on that one.
Yeah, he's still alive. Not
He's
a thing
alive,
yet.
that's
And your
right.
girls are in Chicago, so they could.
They
yeah.
are. 2 of them are. Yeah.
Yeah, they could. So, yeah, that's right. 2 of them. They could meet Patrick Kane. All right, that'll do
thought
it
you
for
were about to say
us.
the Pope.
Oh, he's too old.
Not like that. All right, that'll do it for us today. For Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, and Jared Justice filling in for RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you tomorrow, but don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show is next.
Past the